Hello. Oh, I left my schedule up. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. I'm doing wonderful right now because I thought we were about to have audio issues with my capture card, which would be, you know, if I had a nickel for every time that I had a capture card that just developed audio issues out of nowhere, I'd have 2 nickels, and that's not a lot of nickels, but it is weird that it happened twice. But I was like, nah, not today. So I unplugged everything and I took that shit in my hands like a fucking, you know, those like old SNES game cartridges or whatever, where you're like, you just start blowing across the thing, hoping that if you get the dust out, it'll fix exactly what I did. But it worked. It actually, I was surprised because I kept hearing these like little ticking noises in the music and it was triggering me. But I got it out, so it works. Give the schedule some screen time. Okay, sure. Look at this beautiful art. If you guys haven't seen it, either through the schedule earlier this week or the ASMR video, this was drawn from a skeb by a very talented artist named Naughty Noon. Very, very good. As you can see, we have Elden Ring DLC tomorrow, and Monday was actually a lie. We didn't even stream Monday, but anyway, tech mishaps have been dealt with, thankfully. So today we can enjoy some peaceful, relaxing crossing of the animals, except I need to let you guys actually see again. Hold on. Boop, boop. There we go. Look at that. We haven't played Animal Crossing in a while, so I'm excited to just kind of kick it and see what's up with my island, because we haven't been here in a while. I'm really scared. I tried to get in game without affecting anything yesterday, so I tried to time skip backwards, but then it was like there was Isabel giving me an announcement about an event that hadn't happened yet, and I was like, oh no, please don't tell me I just ruined my stream. Not that it really matters, but I would rather that I don't miss the thing. I mean, I could actually go and time skip it backwards again if I have to, and that might work. Like if I accidentally skipped over the event, can you like undo that? Are you able to go backwards in your save progress? I have no idea. Promised my dad to buy some bread, but I forgot, so I punished myself by playing Valorant Ranked. Oh lord, Valorant Ranked is quite a hellhole. Yeah, I've had that game uninstalled for a long time, and it's been peace of mind, honestly. Hello, Isabel. It is 5:06 p.m. on Friday, August 9th, 2024. Today's announcements. Okay, good. I did not accidentally trigger the event. Also, I feel like I should give you guys a little bit more volume here. That's quite a bit more, but sure. That'll be fine. Hope the entire island joins me in giving our guest a warm welcome, of course. And with that, I'll get back to work supporting you and your enjoyment of our island. Thank you, Isabel. Very cool. I like her little like Hawaiian shirt. She's got the summer fit. You know, I was surprised too because I actually didn't really specify to have like a summer shirt specifically. So when I saw the Hawaiian shirt that Narinun Sensei drew on my in my outfit, it was really cute. I actually liked it. I like never wear like button-ups and like Hawaiian shirts and stuff like that in real life because I feel like I'm not I don't know, it's just not really my style, but it looked really good in that illustration. I'm not gonna lie, it looked amazing. No, they won't do that. You can uninstall the game whenever you want. Also, this postcard is so pretty. Oh my god. When I see a falling star, I close my eyes and wish for, nice try, darling. It's a secret, of course. Here's to making wishes and chasing dreams. I hope our wishes come true, Mom. Wow. Let's see what's in the mail today. What do we get? We have a bronze Happy Home Academy plaque. And we have Mom's pen stand. Okay, wait. Can I put... No. Okay, I gotta put this inside my house. Well, I mean, I may as well do a little interior decorating here now that we've got a couple things. May as well. God, I forgot how, like, cluttered everything in here is. Oh, I have this, like, blue one as well. Is that the same thing? Oh, and there's, like, a little degree up there. I forgot. I feel like I had some, like, river-looking walls or something up here as well. I did, yeah. And this table is so random. I don't actually think about the design at all when I put stuff in this house. I'm just like, oh, I got a thing. Let me drop it in here. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, we can put that like above the stool. No, why did you go to the side? That's not where you belong. Oh, I'm stuck. So I need to take... No, come on. Okay. What is the... Am I using the wrong button? No, it's Y. Okay. Because I want this centered. That's what I had in mind here. But it keeps going to the left. Or to the right. So maybe if I stand further left. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I got it. Now we can put the table back. And then what is a pen stand in this context? What does this look like? Oh, it's just some like little arts and crafts stuff. Can I put that on the table? That would be a fitting place to keep this. I can. It's like a little house. Wait, that's kind of cute actually. That kind of stuff makes me think about the like stationery we used to sell in retail, where you just have like cute looking things that are overpriced, but they do a job while having a theme or whatever. I might be going back to retail soon, folks. I mean not full-time anymore. God, I never want to work full-time retail again in my entire life. If I can avoid it. It's not that bad when you work it part-time, but it is a very draining job to have full-time. But, you know, I've been looking. I did my interview on Tuesday to get back into retail. So we'll see. I think I'm supposed to hear back at the end of this week. Although it's kind of already the end of this week. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when they get back to me. But soon, your boy is going to have some extra money coming in, hopefully. And in that event, that would mean more funds to make cool stuff with you guys. Then no, not gambling the rest of the hours. That's great. No. Yeah, I'm not gambling actually. It's I'm day trading stocks. See, I'm really ahead of the market. These people, they don't know what's about to happen, but I know I'm smarter than everybody else. So, I'm investing. No. I do plan to invest some of the recurring money, as well as most of my current savings. That is the plan for me. But not day trading. I think day trading is big stupid, and I'm planning to simply just throw my money in some like low risk index funds, maybe throw it in like a GIC or something, or some of it. GIC, I don't know if GICs are Canadian exclusive. You might have them under a different name in your countries, but GIC is guaranteed investment something. I don't remember what the C stands for, but what it is effectively is you can like take a sum of money. Like, let's say I had $2,000 and I was like, okay, Mr. Government, I'm gonna give you my money. Or I think it might be the bank actually. Like, okay, Mr. Bank, I'm gonna give you my money for 1 year, and you will pay me back in 1 year's time with 4-point-something% interest. But I can't take the money out in that year without having to like incur a fee or whatever, right? So that's like an investment option if you don't need your cash to be liquid, where you can get it back guaranteed. And even if like the stock market got boomed or something, then you would be still like guaranteed that money. That being said, like if the stock market dies, then you probably are just gonna have bigger problems anyway. Like, it's not like your entire country's economy is gonna be dying if you invest in like the S&P 500 type stuff and then it just tanks or something. So I'm not too worried about stuff like that, but it's good to like diversify your portfolio or whatever, I think. In 0.0000001 Bitcoin, yes, of course. We're past that era a little bit, I think, the Bitcoin era. But you know what? Maybe you could. I honestly, more than just whether it would be a good idea or not, I just don't like the idea of investing in cryptocurrency. Like, there are so many safe, reasonable investments that exist, and you choose to pick the one that just absolutely dunks on the environment. Like, why would you do that, man? That's just mean. Wait, how do I sneak up? No! What? He just jumps in the water and despawns? I wanted to catch the bug. I don't even know if I had that one. He looked like jumpier than usual. Money. Okay, never mind. I don't care. My attention is drawn away by big dollar bills, baby. Yo. There's so many weeds in the island now. This feels weird because I spent so much time on stream just walking around chatting nonsense while picking weeds the whole time. So to see them come back, it's like, how dare those grow back? Maybe part of it is because I've never like lived in a house before, so I don't have to ever worry about like cleaning weeds and stuff like that. But my babysitter did have a house back when I was a kid, and I feel like there weren't that many kinds of weeds, but there were a lot of dandelions. There were dandelions everywhere, which I think dandelions are weeds. But they would never be the cool ones that you can like, you know, after they get old or whatever, and they're like all wispy, you can like blow it and it'll fly everywhere. It would always just be the like yellow ones. You know what I was just thinking about as well? Are dandelion greens from like, I guess they would just be the same greens from like the dandelions, although obviously they'd have to grow them so that they know there's no pesticides or anything, right? Wait, are dandelion greens from the weed dandelion? What am I even doing right now, bro? Dandelion greens are the red and green leaves that grow from the hollow stem of a dandelion plant. What? How does that even work? apparently you can actually just straight up eat the like yellow flower version as well. I don't know if it would taste very good, but you could eat it. It's edible. Well, you can, but you wouldn't want to eat the ones that are just out in like a yard or something, because then you're gonna end up getting you might end up eating pesticides or something by accident. How do I sneak in this game? I forgot how to move slowly, other than to just like, oh wait, you hold A. I got this. Come on, little grasshopper dude. What? Where'd it go? I got it. What is that? Grasshopper? Rice grasshopper. I've been looking for a gluten-free alternative. I never knew they had rice grasshoppers. I assume that's because they like hop around in rice fields and not because they taste like rice. That would be forbidden knowledge. Can you imagine? It's just like, why did you name that the rice grasshopper? It was tasty, you know? Oh man. Just don't ask. Don't ask questions about the rice grasshopper. You don't want to know. You're not ready. You're not ready for the sacred knowledge. I don't know if I could actually eat bugs. That seems so gross. Sometimes you see people on YouTube do it for videos and stuff. And I know in some places of the world, like, there are genuinely, like, places where you would eat, like, I think scorpion is one that people will eat. Ants, maybe, am I think? Why do I feel like ants I've heard of people eating as well? There are people that'll do it. I mean, to be fair, you know, there's a lot of things that are edible in this world, you know? I was chilling in my friend Calico's stream yesterday, and I was just like, anything is food if you're brave enough. Which is true. Not wrong. If it can go in your mouth, it could be considered food. Like a fly? Mosquito? I can't hit it. A flea? What are you, sir? Mosquito? Yeah. What? My bug net! Okay, well, goodbye, bug net. I wonder if I'm gonna get to a point where I can make a nicer bug net. That would be pretty cool. But, yeah, speaking of Calico's stream, I was hanging out in there yesterday, and she was playing this game that I'd never even heard of before, because I think it's, like, probably a relatively smaller indie title. I know it's an indie title, I don't know how big it is, I suppose. But, it was called Bobo Bay, and it was literally just, like, an entire game that was just kind of like Chow Garden from Sonic. If you guys know what that is, where you have like all the little chows. I never actually played that game, so I don't really know gameplay wise how similar or different it is. But there, she just had like a bunch of these little guys, and you get to like raise them, and they do like racing and stuff. It seemed kind of cool. I kind of wanted to play it on stream. I think it's in an alpha, like an open like alpha test or whatever right now. And it's free on Steam for now. I don't know if it's gonna stay that way. I doubt it. But it looked like a pretty cool game to me. Also, yeah, okay, this grasshopper was new. And I got a left ptera wing. Like a pterodactyl? I would imagine that's the ptera wing it's referring to. With anything else? I'm fine, thank you. But yeah, I was just chilling in there. I got my own little guy named after me. And he has sunglasses. And he actually had like orange hair tips. I was like, oh my god, like it's twinning. It's just like me in my model. It was super cute. There are so many fossils around. It didn't used to put the fossils in the like main area of the island, but I'm finding them now. Alright, Blathers, I know I talked to you 2 seconds ago, but I'm back. This time with new fossil. I just gotta keep interrupting his sleep over and over. You know, he's so confident, or he's so competent for being just immediately awoken abruptly. I wish I could have half of this energy the moment that I'm awakened from my sleep. Is this new? Ophthalmo torso. What is an ophthalmo? I've never heard of that. Yeah, sure. I would love to know. Because I don't know what an ophthalmo is. Educate me. The adorable Ophthalmosaurus. Cutest of all the ichthyosaurs. Yes, of course, I totally know what the ichthyosaurs are. Yes, okay. What makes a large sea-dwelling reptile cute, you may ask? I shall tell you. The eyes. Okay. Ophthalmosaurus's name means eye lizard, and its face was quite dominated by those great orbs. Besides their cutifying effect, these eyes gave the creature great vision, making it a very successful hunter. And no doubt because it's big, doe eyes lulled prey into a false sense of security. And that is what I have to say about that. Any hoot, I will gladly accept your generous donation. Okay, I need to Google this now. I need to see the Ophthalmosaurus eyes. Ophthalmosaurus. I don't know if cute is the word that I would use. This is definitely a guy of all time. I mean, he's very fish-shaped for a dinosaur. I will give you that. Let me show you guys. Look at the Ophthalmosaurus. Does this work? Whoa. What did I just do? No. Okay, hold on. Let me download the picture. Save image. And then peep the Ophthalmosaurus. Okay, in this image, he's derpy enough that he actually is a little bit cute. The eyes, I don't know if I would call those eyes cute. He is a big old derpy little fellow. Definitely not what I had in mind for a large sea-dwelling dinosaur, but you know what? I like his aesthetic. Same color scheme to it. Well, he doesn't quite have the orange, I don't think. Did he have orange? I don't think he had any orange. I guess his eye has like a kind of orangey ring around it. Sure, this is my predecessor. The Ophthalmosaurus swam so that I could run. If you walk all the way down my family tree, you know, it's like you got a bunch of Canadian people, maybe some like British, Scottish, whatever. And you go a little bit further up that line, and it's the Ophthalmosaurus. I'm sure, totally. I'm 100% sure. All right, hello Tommy. I have for you 18 oranges, tiger butterfly, long locust, coprolite. That sounds like an ore, not a dinosaur, but okay. Drone beetle, mosquito, and earth-boring dung beetle. And 3 apples. What do you think of this haul, Tommy? 80,000 bells? 11,000? That's actually a solid haul. Welcome back, Cooler Twi. No, not Cooler. Look, he's so derpy. You know what his eyes are like? He permanently has the like pawn eyes. Like sometimes I'll go like, wow, like I have these eyes that I put in the thumbnail or whatever. Oh, wait, no. How do I'm lost. Whoa, I've got so many like triggers on by accident. Clear. I tried to put on this. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. What a beautiful expression. Let's see what's up. Who are you? Leaf. Is that even how you pronounce that? Heya, heya, and welcome. What should I call you, friend? Twi. You say no, no. I did not say Twi. I said Twi. Hello, Leaf. Heard that my good pal Timmy moved out here, so I thought I'd pay him a visit. This guy knows Timmy? Timmy told me this is a deserted island before you moved here. What a happy adventure. Bet you were up to your ear holes in weeds when you first arrived. Yeah, but I like picking the weeds in this game. Yeah. Oh, wait, this guy is a gardener. Hope some of the rare flower seeds, shrubs, and produce starts I brought will be featured in your masterpiece. Very cool, my friend. Can I, like, talk to you about what you've got here? Most perfect day to shop for flowers. Yes, let me see. They have tomatoes! Oh shit! I love tomatoes. We got some like... Ooh, hydrangeas are cool. And what are these? Hibiscus? Hibiscus is also pretty cool. Ah, these are all cool flowers, man. But the tomato... I need the tomatoes. Daily watering will get you more at harvest time. Not a damn chance, but if they'll grow either way, then we'll be fine. Gimme 5! I need my tomatoes. Perfect. Now... we have tomato. Wait, also this guy had something that said like, tell me about, or talk to me about weeds? Let's talk weeds. Selling weeds. You know how it feels to start pulling weeds and suddenly realize, wow, this could take a while. Huh? I don't think about that. Gardening should make you happy, which is why I've decided to buy weeds from you at a very special high price point. If you act now, I'll double what a place like Nook's Cranny can offer. That's 20 bells per clump of weeds. Okay. You sure can, my friend. That would be 940 bells? Sure. That sounds great to me, my friend. Thank you. It's a shame I sold so many of my weeds before. I could have netted a bunch of extra money if I did this otherwise. Has to be illegal? What laws? We live on a deserted island. We are the law. What are they gonna do? They haven't managed like a single construction project without my help. What are they gonna do? Exile me and then get nothing done ever? I am the law on this island. Also, have you ever realized that it's impossible to imagine nothing? Of course, that's because imagining is when you think of something. How can you imagine something that isn't something? Like... 10,000 bells. And then we can bury that in this hole, and then next time we play, we'll get 30,000. I'm gonna double check this right now. Imagine definition. Form a mental image or concept of. Yeah, I mean, it's possible to think about nothing. It's just not possible to imagine nothing, because that's not what imagining is. Phrasing, my dear chatter. Oh, balloon. Do I have a... I do have a slingshot. I don't know whose package this is, but I'm intercepting it. Yoink. What's in the box? Box sofa. Yo, wait, that's clean. It's yellow. That's kind of cool. Also, I need to plant my tomatoes. Where do I want to put my tomatoes? I guess we can just kind of do it like, oh, they just go on the ground as is. Okay. Right underneath of my feet. Well, I have to plant my tomato plants because imagine living a life where you can't eat tomato. That's like so sad. And then some magic stranger comes from across the 7 seas and says, I have for you tomato plants. Of course I'm gonna buy that. What do I look like? A disgrace to the Animal Crossing kingdom? Gotta have the tomatoes. Okay, no, I sold him the weed. Let's not get it twisted. I'm the dealer on that part. Oh, I don't think you can smoke those weeds. I'm not gonna lie, they didn't look like that kind of weed. What could you even make with the tomatoes out here? Like, me personally, I love tomatoes. Like, I will just eat tomatoes as is. No complaints. But do they have, like, rice out here? Or, like, well, obviously you wouldn't want it with rice, but maybe, like, wheat? So you can make, like, pasta or something? Where'd you get eggs? I mean, you can make eggless pasta, I guess. But do they have grain? Hey, Wendy. Do you have grain? Hello, Wendy. Finally, I get to chat with you. I've legit missed you. Oh, hello. I miss you too. A lot. Oh man. What's up? Wait, I can give you a gift? Wait, I want to give you something. What do I have? Shit, I don't have anything good. Take my fossil. Yeah, there you go. A mystery fossil. True. You get to bring it to Blathers. If you inhale, I legit love the air of mystery. If you inhale really deep, it makes your voice squeaky. Interesting. Wendy's so cute. She has like a little like handbag, purse now? Yeah, she has like a little pink handbag. That's so cute. I love pink. I want a handbag. Oh wait, I have a backpack with a rubber duck on it? I didn't even remember that. That's sick. We got the duck pack. On a little bit of an unrelated note, I was hanging out with one of my friends yesterday on my I don't know if I'd completely call it a day off because I did some work, but a little bit more of a day off anyway. Just because, you know, I had an interview on Tuesday, so I didn't have as much time to myself. So we were hanging out, and me and him, we used to play competitive Pokemon a lot. I've been recently kind of dipping my toes back in and like doing pretty well. Like I've been posting in the Discord. Some of you guys might have seen. I've been like in and out of like the top 10. I think I peaked at rank 3. Right now I'm like 7th, I think. But anyway, we did something that neither of us have ever tried before, but I saw it in like a bunch of Pokemon like YouTube videos and I thought it looked really fun. And it's basically, you know how like in a Pokemon randomizer, you know, like people will randomize their Pokemon games so that every encounter is like replaced with something different? We set it up so like it's basically you do the same thing where you get like 3 random Pokemon like that as your starters or whatever, but you don't know what it is. So like I would roll 3 Pokemon for him, and then he would get to ask me one question, and I would answer it, and then he would pick left, middle, or right based on that. And we did that until we had a full team. So there was like one time, like I remember one of the questions that he asked was like, if I were to be at a nice restaurant and I was served the Pokemon in the middle, would I be satisfied? And it was a memo swine. So I was like, yeah, that's like good eats, you know, like, yeah, I think it would be pretty good. Which was not good for me because, you know, memo swine is a pretty good Pokemon. But I did end up beating him. But we just did that for like a bunch of rounds and it was really fun. We were doing this thing with it as well where like we've made it so that you could change the ability of your Pokemon to a different. You could change the ability of your Pokemon to the ability of like any Pokemon that shared a type with it. And so there was a lot of really goofy strats that we were able to run. Like I got one of the flying legendaries, and there's like an electric flying Pokemon that called Kilowattrel, and it has Volt Absorb, which makes you get healed by electric moves instead of how it's normally like super effective, right? So I ran that because he had a good electric Pokemon, and it just made me heal off of it, and it was like it ended up being pretty good actually. I think I still lost the game where that actually came into play, but I won the best of 3, so it didn't matter. But it was fun to just like kick it with my friend and like just have some like silly gaming going on, you know. I'm gonna do it again later tonight, and I'm excited for that. Dipped your toes in and dove straight after? What, you mean with competitive Pokemon? Because that is 100% what happened for me. I started playing a little bit again when I saw the new format. Cause okay, I haven't been playing pretty much any competitive Pokemon for a while. Mostly because in like the modern generation, the power creep is insane. Like they just keep making Pokemon that are just stupidly strong. Like just, it's honestly like goofy how powerful they keep making the guys, right? So I've been watching because I like watching competitive Pokemon still, but I haven't really been playing. But the format that officially starts next month that people are playing on like Pokemon Showdown and stuff, it basically took us back to one of like the earlier formats, but with some new Pokemon. But what they did is they banned all legendary Pokemon in this format. There's no legendary Pokemon that are legal. And let me tell you, this format is great. It is actually fun to play because like the more super broken Pokemon you put in, it's like really hard to cover a lot of different forms of like nuclear atom bomb damage plus really tanky guys. So eventually like the matchups feel like they become more and more like rock, paper, scissors, where like you build a team that has like a really good matchup into like these common archetypes and then like a neutral one into these ones, and then there's like a couple archetypes where unless your opponent, like if your opponent plays well, you're just gonna lose, or like you have to get really lucky or whatever, right? And in this format, because the power creep is so much lower, I actually don't feel that way about it at all. I feel like you can build a team that lets you not like auto win into hardly anything, but it also lets you play into everything. And I mean, that's just, you can't ask for much more than that in a strategy game, you know what I mean? That's exactly the whole reason that you're there, is just to have like an intellectual duel like that. Although Pokemon has some luck aspects, but part of the skill of Pokemon is minimizing how much you can get screwed by bad luck and maximizing your opportunity to just have free chances to get good luck, if that makes sense. Like the way that you manage RNG in your planning and whatnot and your game plans is actually a skill, which is cool. So like, for example, if you can build a really good team, but it requires you to run a move that's like 90% accurate, you have to be ready to lose some games just because you needed to click that move and you missed it, right? Whereas if you can build a really good team that only uses 100% accurate moves, which is a lot harder than it sounds, but if you can, then it makes it way, way more enjoyable to play because you won't lose to bad luck nearly as often, and it's a little bit more out of your control if you do anyway. So like on my current team that I've been playing on the ladder, the only move that can miss is Hurricane, which is 70% accuracy, which is terrible. But it's a rain team, and if you click it in the rain, it's guaranteed to hit. Like, not even 100%. It, like, bypasses all accuracy. So even if you had, like, evasion boosts or something, it would still hit, right? And the Pokemon that's running it, its whole ability is that when it comes in, it sets the rain. So, usually, you don't have to land it. Or, like, you don't have to take any sort of gamble on it. That being said, I did lose a game because I had to click it 3 times and hit 2 of them, and I missed twice. That did happen to me one time, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I had a game earlier today. Well, I was just in a voice call with my friend Salt, and we were just playing. We were just hanging. I was playing some games, and I kid you not, I played a game where my opponent was running an 85 accuracy move, and they missed it 3 times in a row. And we did the math, and it's like a 0.34% chance for that to happen. So it's like, what even are the odds of that? It's less than 1 in 200. It's like 1 in 300 something. 1 in 340, I guess it would be? Probably. I mean, with Val, but instead of diving in, Jet took my leg and pulled me. Oh, man. You're a Jet main? You got the auto-lock menuing, like, built down to your muscle memory? How fast can you lock in Jet? That's an important question. I feel like I had pretty good, like, menuing skills back when I used to play Valorant, because I liked playing Chamber, and, you know, at the time, Chamber was quite strong, so I would always try and make sure that I got it really fast. I played, like, Chamber, Omen, Viper sometimes. I played a little bit of Reyna, I guess, in terms of, like, duelists. I played Phoenix a little bit at the start too, but I was trash, so that was just because I didn't know anything else. I'm trying to think if I ever played any initiators, but I think I was bad at all of them. They changed the menu, it's not good anymore? Oh, you can't auto-lock quickly? Well, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest. Oh, it's Biff. What's up, Biff? Y'all hear what that sound was? What was that? Like, rumbly noise. Anyway. Twi, nice of you to stop by. How have you been? Haven't been dodging me, right? Not that you could. I may be swole, but I'm not slow, Squirt. Well, I mean, I've been dodging everyone, because I haven't been on the game. But I saw a mosquito. Twilandia does not need mosquitoes. They are a hindrance to the enjoyment of our island. Get out. Jet was nerfed? How do you even nerf Jet? I feel like the kit was just... Well, they had the smokes. The ult is the one where you can, like... I mean, you can combo that with your updrafts, obviously, and you get the 5 knives. And if you get a kill, it like, fills them back up. And those things have perfect accuracy when you're mid-air as well, I think. So, like, if your aim is good enough, it was really good. But that, again, that requires your aim to be good enough. Or else it sucks. 6,600 bells. Thank you, Timmy. Very cool. I want to do some more fishing. I named this stream Men I Love Fishing, and so far I've caught 1 fish and it was a rock. Literally just a stone in the water. Let me make a secondary fishing pole so that I don't have to come back. Ah, okay. So it was just the smoke length. Yeah, that's balanced. I mean, Jett is already like really strong as an offensive character, so it makes sense that they would nerf the utility aspect a little bit. I don't know. Valorant was always a cool game. Like, as much as I'm talking, like, I think I did enjoy Valorant when I was playing it, but I will always sort of have a love-hate relationship with any ranked game that you cannot play 1 versus 1. And it's because, like, you can do a lot cooler stuff in team-based ranked games, but at the same time, the, like, difficulty for you to carry within your own rank will scale higher and higher the more people you have to deal with on your team, right? And given the fact that most shooters are going to be 1 versus 5, there's not really, like, much... like, can you carry a Valorant game even if your whole team is garbage? Yeah, but can you do that if you're in the rank that you're supposed to be in? Probably not. Hello, Kiki. I have a reaction I'd like to teach you, and this one comes with a story. It began on a cold, foggy evening. Dread squeezed my heart after I heard this weird flapping sound. Suddenly, I felt something damp. What the? Licking at the back of my neck. Freaky, okay. I jumped and spun around to see the half-dried laundry had set out, flapping in the wind behind me. Okay, not so freaky. So gross and clammy. Anyway, my point is, don't be fearful to shake things up if you're scared. I learned the fearful reaction. Wait, did you hear something? Wait, how do I react? You can cycle those like that? Oh my god, I didn't realize that button did that. What is it? Right trigger? Yeah. I guess I can be fearful now. That's pretty cool. Let me collect some coconuts so that I can sell them. I haven't had coconut in a while, man. Sometimes what I do, the closest I've had is I'll go down to the dollar store. We have like in Canada they're called Dollarama, but I think in the US they have like maybe Dollar Tree, I guess would probably be the equivalent or whatever. But it's a store where most things are like $1, $2 or whatever. And they sell this chocolate bar called Island Bar, and it's like a chocolate bar with coconut in the middle, and you can buy 2 of them for $1. Why do these fish keep not catching? I don't understand. Because the line is sinking, but they're getting away when I actually try to reel it in on the big ones. Is my fishing rod too weak? Is that what it is? Is this flimsy rod not strong enough? Also, since when do you have ice cream? Really comfortable here? That's okay. I just wanted to know where you got ice cream, my friend. I haven't had ice cream in a while. Tastes so bad? What are you talking about? Coconut is delicious. Coconut is fantastic, and there are a lot of people that be coconut haters, and I don't know why, because coconut tastes great. Yeah, I know it's just a stick, but still, like, I don't know. If I pull hard enough, it should work. Can I make a better fishing pole? Do I have one? I don't have a recipe, I don't think. I guess it would be in the tools category. How can I unlock a stronger fishing pole? That's my question. Where's my slingshot? There we are. There's a lot of little packages flying around today. A lot of free loot for me. I'm very generous of these people. A freezer? Just like a whole freezer? Ah, it's one of these. It's like the cooler boxes. This should sell for a lot of money, actually. Surely. Gotta sell for good money. But yeah, I've been thinking I kind of want to like do some baking because I haven't done any baking in a while. And maybe I'll make some like coconut macaroons or something, because those are really easy to make and they are also really tasty. And I haven't tried doing it in a while. I think I only even actually made them like twice. So I feel like it would be good to try it again. I made it one time with, like I dipped the bottoms in chocolate and let it harden. So it would be like, they had like little chocolate feet on the cookies, but I think I liked it better without the chocolate, to be honest. Maybe it was because it was dark chocolate though. I feel like with milk chocolate it would be a little better, for what it's worth. Because coconut, I mean, those things are pretty sweet, to be fair, because they're like basically coconut, like shredded coconut and sweetened condensed milk. And if you've ever had sweetened condensed milk before, you will know that stuff is A, really, really sticky, and B, really sweet. Also, what is this? A gar. Yar, it's a gar har har. He looks kind of like the Ophthalmosaurus or whatever that we saw from earlier. Oh, my pockets are full. Okay, well, time to make a trip down to my boy Blathers. Blathers, I have a gar for you. Do you ever bake on stream? I've always wanted to do a baking stream, but logistically, it's figuring out the setup for me. Because I live with 3 other people, and my kitchen is really small, so I don't think I would be able to do it in my kitchen, right? So that means that the alternative is that I have to, like, cook on, like, either the floor in my room or like clear off as much of my desk as possible and then use that and have to clean it afterwards and have to be really careful not to get anything on my equipment, which actually wouldn't be that hard, to be fair. I don't think it would be that hard. So I feel like I would be able to. I guess the main thing I would have to decide is if I make something and then just go, and I would either want to pick something that can cook in the oven all in one go, so I don't have to go back and forth over and over, like maybe like brownies or something. Or I could try doing a no-bake, something like a no-bake cake or something, because I've never tried making a no-bake cake before. That being said, I haven't really tried making regular cake much either, so that could be interesting. But, or I could do like muffins exist. By extension, I could do cupcakes. There's options, I suppose. There are definitely options. Chaotic. I mean, there's not much else I could do, you know? I mean, I could... I don't know if I have any friends who live alone and would be willing to let me stream from their kitchen. And even if I did, I don't know how I would set myself up for that. Because my only, like, laptop that I own a laptop. But the problem is, it's like a really cheap, like super old Dell laptop, and the battery doesn't even work. Like if I unplug the cord, it literally just turns off. So like, it would be a nightmare to set that up in a way that would actually work. I don't know. I would have to look into it, but if I was to do a baking stream, it would probably have to be in my room. I also don't really have a good camera, because my phone would be for my model, and then I have a really old, terrible quality webcam, but I mean, the quality wouldn't have to be that good. Like, you guys wouldn't mind, right? Let me see this. So you've snagged a gar. Did you know this beastly fish can grow up to 9 feet long? Huh? A remnant of times long past, a living fossil. This thing is still alive? This thing looked prehistoric to me. What? Gar. Oh my god, they're real. They're real. They live in the waters of Eastern North America. That's where I live. This dude lives near me. What? Not only has sharp teeth and armor-like scales, it has the ability to take breaths of air. He has water cooling and air cooling. He's multi-purposed. To look upon this unusual fish is to get a glimpse of our prehistoric past. And there you have it. Wow, that fascinating? Yes. Terrifying also. I'm good, bro. You keep that gar locked up nice and safe. I don't want him out of the tank ever. And now it is time to go and pawn off everything in my inventory, everything in my pockets, to Timmy and Tommy. I need to figure out how to get better tools, because I want a fishing rod strong enough to actually catch these big fish that just aren't having it with my flimsy rod. I want to sell. Alright, Timmy, I have for you today diving beetle, dace, freezer, Venus comb, sand dollar, 10 coconuts, 2 cowries, coral, giant clam, clownfish, flimsy fishing rod. That's all I got for you. Here you go. 7,000. Nice. Hope one I was gonna say, like, yeah, right, but it said they could breathe air. That fish is OP. He can't drown or suffocate. What? That's broken. He can breathe anywhere. I don't know if he'd be able to flop from all the way in the water over to my apartment in that time. I highly doubt it. Could probably walk. I don't think it can walk. It doesn't have any feet. It doesn't have any legs. What does this say? Oh, can I not read this sign? Oh, I can. Campsite. Can I go in? Who's chilling on the inside? Who's in the tent? What's popping in here? Other than me. Whoa! Hello. Keaton. Buongiorno. What's up, my friend? The name's Keaton. Glad to see I'm the first one using this campsite. He looks very, like, snarky. Very posh. And you live on this island, don't you? I figured. Yeah, I'm pretty good at reading people. I mean, it would be pretty hard to be on the island without living here. Can you even tell that you're really gonna enjoy having me here? Okay, I mean, sure. Enjoy your time in the campsite, my friend. Bye-bye. A little bit of an egoist, you ask me, but no problem. You have a grand old time in there, my friend. Now, if I check my Nook phone and I go to DIY recipes, can I make a better... Can I learn new ones? No. These are all the recipes I already know how to make. Excuse me. So, knowing that, maybe I can talk to Tom Nook or something, and he'll, like, teach me how to get a better fishing rod? You guys know today's stream title is totally fraudulent by me, by the way. I have never ever gone fishing in real life before. I think I might have talked about it before, but last time I was hanging out with some family at like a bigger sort of like gathering. I felt super out of place because I was hanging out with a bunch of the people that are like my uncles and stuff, right? And they were all like talking about going fishing and sharing fishing stories, and you know how like, man, you know, you just love some good fishing. I'm just sat there like, I've never even tried that. I've never gone fishing. I don't know that I would love fishing. To be honest, I kind of doubt it. I think it would freak me out in real life. But I do think it would be a cool experience. What should I do, Tom Nook? I did check in on our guest. You have an opening, try to talk them into moving into Twilandia? I don't know if I want them. Hello, Isabel. I don't really have anything to talk to you about. I just wanted to say hello. So, if not that... If not for the worms. See, I don't even think that the worms would be the craziest part for me. Because I used to have a pet lizard, chat. So, like, I had to keep worms, like live worms, in my room and feed them to my lizard. And that's not even, like, the best way to do it. Like, technically, you're supposed to keep, like, crickets, or, like, there's a type of beetle that I don't remember, that are, like, nutritionally better, but I couldn't bring myself to keep crickets or beetles like that. Oh my god. But so I've experienced keeping worms around. I can handle the worms, but for me, I think the fish like flopping around and going crazy after you like reel it in, or just like pulling it in and not knowing how big of a fish it might be, I think that would freak me out. But at the same time, I also don't think I would catch anything big, so it probably wouldn't matter. +1 puncture wound and slimy fingers? Oh, you know what? Skewering them might be hard, though. That's actually a good point. That's a very good point. That would be kind of spooky. I don't know. Oh, pretty good tools recipe. Yes. This is what I need. I'm so glad I actually decided to do this. Alright, sync me up. Recipe data is now stored in your app. Thanks for using the Nook stop. Thank you. I can make stronger tools that won't break so easily now. This is going to be a material gathering game changer. I agree. Alright, let's craft. I would like to make... Oh, they have, like, the regular kinds for all of these now, so I can make a proper fishing rod. Oh, and they're, like, easy to make, too. It's just an iron nugget and the flimsy version. Oh, that's so convenient. I thought I was gonna have to make them, like, out of scratch. But no, I can just upgrade everything. This is great. Yeah, give me all the good tools. Let's do this. And then... stone axe. Woohoo! Do I have any other ones I need to upgrade? Net. I have a regular net. You know what? This probably took these tools that were already somewhat used and made them like full durability. I'm a genius. Now we can go on our little fishing quest back to the ocean. Let's head on down. Yoink. Yoink. Let's go by the ocean side and see if we can find any cool fish. This guy looks decently large. Hello. Test out my new fishing rod. First victim. Ah, we got a sea bass. It's at least a C+. Hahaha. So if I caught 2 of them, would it be C++? I'm so funny. That was such a cheesy joke. You know, something that I've kind of always thought about as like interesting is whoa, wait, hold on, what the it's just a whole hammerhead shark. That, I would definitely consider that somewhat interesting. Not what I was going for, but you know what? That's pretty interesting. That's a way to finish my sentence, sure. Rather large fellow right there. What I was gonna say is that I have a lot of friends as I've grown up that have gone into programming. And I'm one of the only ones that I know that picked it up, or at least tried it as a child. But I also dropped it because I hated it. Back in middle school, we had a program where part of our curriculum, since we had extra time in the year, is our teachers would make us do a project of our own choosing. It was just like a passion project is what we would call it. And you would have to write these little like blog posts. We had our own like custom blog site through Google for the school. Or well, for the class more specifically. And so you would take 2 weeks to create like a SMART goal or whatever. And then you would spend like a period every day or two working towards it and writing progress updates. And then by the end, you would present your project to the rest of the class. And what I did is I wanted to program a game or like I wanted to learn to program anyway. So I did like the little hello world. I think I programmed like a calculator function for like weight or something. And then after that, I wanted to program a game of tic-tac-toe. But there was 2 problems. One is that I was too stupid. And the other one is that I was just deathly like bored of the project. Like I was not enjoying programming at all. It didn't make any sense to my little impatient 12 or 13-year-old brain. And so because my dad by trade is a programmer, I got him to help me do it, and I never told them at school. I never told them, but my dad is the only reason that tic-tac-toe game came through in the end. Because there was no way in hell I was finishing that in time on my own. But, I mean, it went well, and, you know, I learned that coding was not for me. Even though I think coding is a great career, or there's a lot of great careers that you can do with coding anyway. Just personally for me, I found it really, like, it really tests your patience a little bit. Also, why do these shark guys not get caught even by the regular fishing rod? Like, do I need bait or something? Do I need extra things for them? Let me see what I can think of. No, but don't those, like, manila clam bait things just, like, spawn a fish? Isn't that what that does? Or am I misremembering? I feel like I'm remembering correctly, but I could be wrong. Maybe there's even stronger tools that I can get at some point. I'm not sure. Let me take my shovel and grab a couple of these manila clams. And then grab this one. And I'm gonna craft these up into some bait, and then we're gonna see if this works the way that I'm hoping it does or not. But yeah, I have a lot of friends that are into it now. Like, I have a couple friends that are in college or university for it right now. I have a friend who pivoted careers into programming out of like a completely unrelated career path. I know like a decent few people, and obviously I always think about it just because, you know, my dad has been programming since I existed, so I always see him, and he's very, very good at his job. I actually have a project that I'm planning out for stream right now. This won't come into fruition for a long, like, quite a while, if ever. I'm still working out logistically if it's even possible. But we're trying to develop, like, a web app for part of the project to make it work the way that we're looking for. And we are getting absolutely boned by certain Google API, which is not great. I asked my friend said he was gonna ask some other people that he knew that might know, so I'm kind of like fingers crossed, because otherwise I'm gonna have to replan the project in a way that will make it possible without the web app, which I mean would be fine, but I had a really cool idea. I've had a few cool ideas. Like, part of the reason that I actually started looking at going back into working part-time a little bit, aside from the fact that I don't think it'll affect my ability to keep up the workflow of the channel very much, I've always liked stream events and stuff like that, or just like making projects, like working on like experiences for people as viewers, you know. And I kind of just thought about how much more I would be open to doing stuff like that if I had some income to like invest into projects and like work with the right people. And so that's kind of a little blurb, a little bit of me spoiling things maybe for the future. What? Okay, so that's how the bait works. It does summon a guy, but it also just deleted that other guy. Well, I guess we have this teensy little fish now. What are you gonna be, my friend? A clownfish. Perfectly fitting for a clown like me. Alright, and then we can summon another guy. It's a fairly large fish. Alright, it's probably bigger than a C+. Might even be a B-. Oh, that's not quite the direction I was going for. Boop. What do we got? Whoa, it's an olive flounder. I remember this guy. I don't understand why he has one eye on the side of his head and then another eye on the front of his head. That always struck me as kind of weird. Does he have 3 eyes, or is one of his eyes just like lopsided, kind of? I don't know. What is that? A squid? Do they not actually bloop? I hope they bloop. I love bloop. It's such a fun word. No, they don't bloop. They go whoop. That's the sound that they make. Obviously, I've played so much Splatoon. You can trust me. Squid expert over here. Now, you know what? I think I talked about it before. That I was planning to make a video on my Splatoon tournament experience, but I actually decided that I'm not gonna make the video. Just because of a few reasons, and it feels kind of bad after writing a 10,000 word script that's like 20 pages long and being like, you know what, I'm actually just not gonna make this. Like, I'm not gonna use that. But I just kind of thought about, like, I don't like editing long form content. I find it really boring and it takes a super long time. And on top of that, like, as much as I know that some of you guys in like the core audience do enjoy the videos, they tend to have like really bad reach. Like, I don't get nearly as many people finding stuff like that. And so I thought it was cool, but like in terms of like the opportunity cost of making something like that, I just kind of decided it wasn't worth it for me. So I'm not gonna be working on that. I've kind of thought that it could be cool to like dabble more into making some sort of like long form videos, but I want to like do it in a way that I can make content that requires very little editing. Because I don't like editing long form content. With shorts, I can like crunch through it because I can finish it all in one sitting, and then I get like immediate like feedback on how I did. You know what I mean? Everything is very like short paced, and it makes it kind of refreshing. But working on the same video for like 20 plus hours just to get like very like low watch retention anyway always kind of stings for me. Yeah, maybe at some point well, not at, like, maybe. I think probably I will make some, like, shorts about the tournament experience, because there was a lot of really cool moments from the tournament. I don't know that I'm gonna actually end up making a video, but on the bright side, I don't know if he's still doing it, but one of my teammates from that event, Nivu, said that he was planning to also make a video, so if he ends up doing that, there will still be a video of warm-up games run out there in the world, assuming that Nivu actually does eventually make that video, which I think would be awesome if he did do that. Because the thing is, I actually know it would be a good video. I just don't have it in me. Like, I have so much respect for, like, sometimes you'll see VTubers now cropping up on YouTube who are like, I don't like that, you know, the meta has always just been, you know, every VTuber just streams and makes cover songs. Like, I want to be a YouTuber VTuber, you know, I want to make videos. And I'm like, I'm sat there like, I feel I've always been more of a streamer, and if not that, into the music side of stuff. So finding a community where that's just like the norm, I was like, this is blessed, bro. I get to skip out on what is normally like one of the, or not like skip out entirely, but I get to not lean into something that is normally so much more necessitated. Feels great. But at the same time, I think that it's really cool that there are people who deviate, and everybody's different, you know? I personally feel like being able to hang out live and like experience stuff together is super fun. And for the times where, you know, maybe it's a little bit quieter, I mean, if I was making a video, I would just be yapping the same old by myself anyway, so like, it ain't no different to me. I'm more than happy to just go off on my own little tangents. As I'm sure you guys don't need to hear from me, but... Also, I didn't read that before. Squids and octopus are scary? Yeah, they are quite spooky, but, I mean, also probably never have to really deal with them much. Suckerfish. Thought it was a shark. Now I get it. Sucker. I don't get it. Why did the top of his head look like a flat iron or like a shoe print? What happened to him? He looks really skinny. Maybe they like sucked all the fat out of him. First fish to get a liposuction genetically. Yoink. I got another one. Why does he look like that? There are so many fish that are just such goofy looking guys, bro. They're just such silly little fellas. I feel like that applies to a lot of animals, but fish and reptiles in particular. There's just so many of them that just look kind of stupid. Pufferfish. I thought you would be tougher fish. Nope. I got him. If their mouth fits in their whole body, their mouth fits in, their whole body fits in. Like, how do you evolve to that? What, you mean like squids and octopus? I mean, some animals, they can just compress down like really far. You know, like if you look at a cat, for example, like those guys, they can squeeze into things that they have no business getting inside of. There are a lot of animals that can do that. And I feel like octopus and squids, they're like slimy enough that, you know, maybe it's like they can slide in and out more easily, right? I would imagine that to be the case anyway. Traditional straw coat. I can make clothes? That's kind of sick. So far, I'm on my own little fishing expedition right now. You know what I just remembered out of nowhere? There was this game I used to play with my cousin back in the day called Wii. It was called Wii Play. You guys might remember if you grew up with a Wii. But there was like a fishing game in it that was really fun that I remember. Honestly, that whole thing was such a good like party game. Definitely one of the most underrated Wii titles, I swear. I think a lot of people remember the tanks game mode from Wii Play, but honestly, all of the modes were good. Man, that's a throwback. Sometimes I wish that I had more physical game copies when I was a kid. Because, well, I mean, to be fair, I was super blessed because back in the day, for people who don't know, the old Nintendo consoles, they barely had any third-party titles, and the reasoning for that was simple. It was way too easy to jailbreak Nintendo consoles and then just pirate like a billion games. like growing up, I had a Nintendo Wii and a Nintendo DS, and both of them had like every game ever just jailbroken onto it for free. And I remember like distinctly so many game titles that I will get the itch to like go back and play as an adult. Like I want to relive my nostalgia, but I can't because my Wii broke. Like the disk drive just stopped working one day, and so I could never get it to turn back on again. I have a Wii U, so there's a few games that I still have from the Wii that I love. Like Mario Kart Wii is one of my favorite games of all time, and I also have Mario Party 8, which I think is the best Mario Party to ever be released. Don't at me, I think it's not even close out of the ones that I've played anyway. I can't speak as much on the older ones because I didn't play them really, but all the modern ones after 8 I think were downhill. Mario Party DS was pretty good too, to be fair, but I mean most Mario Party games are good, it's just that 8 was the best in my opinion. But outside of that, like I don't have any of my single player games anymore. There's a lot of multiplayer ones that I'm still like missing now that I used to have. It would be really cool to like get more games, but I also feel like one of the things about Nintendo is they just don't drop their prices. It's like, oh yeah, you want to buy this game that hasn't been relevant in like 20 years? We're gonna charge you full price. £600 octopus can go through something the size of a quarter? Damn. That is kind of crazy. I don't know, what's the point of worrying about that though? In what scenario are you going to be scrapping with an octopus? There's no need to fret about that. I've definitely seen all of these guys before. I don't think any of them are new. What do we have? 12,000 bells. Nice. You know what? Let's go make a house payment, chat. I haven't made any payments on the house in this game in a while. I want to see how close I am to being debt-free for as long as it takes Tom Nook to give me the next dialogue blurb about expanding my house again. It's already too big. I don't even know what to do with my 2 rooms. I can't handle a third. It's gonna be too large. But I'm still gonna do it though. Don't get it twisted. Oh wait, I already did redeem Nook Miles. Oops. I need to go to the ABD. Loan balance? Oh, actually, I can hit a good amount of this down. Yo, it's down to 60k. We might pay that off today. No? Are you good? What kind of trauma do you have with toilets, my friend? Why would you think that something is gonna jump out of the toilet at you? If there's anybody watching the bathroom right now, I'm so sorry. Just gave me a new nightmare. Oh no. Y'all, even if there were to be something there, it's not gonna be a fucking octopus. How is an octopus gonna get there? Like, this has to be something in the sewers. It's gonna be like a rat or something. Like... And even then, do you really think a rat is gonna be able to climb all the way through your pipes? Like, this is the kind of stuff that you hear about on the news, like, once or twice ever. Do you really think something is gonna be down there? You're not the main character. There's no fucking animal that's gonna come flying out of your toilet. You'll be fine. Thought a crocodile was gonna... But... Sir! A crocodile's not gonna fit! That's not gonna make it through! Believe the rat thing? I have family... Okay, if it's in New York, I could believe it. The New York rats? For sure. Alright, if you live in New York, maybe. Seen videos of snakes? I've seen the videos of snakes in toilets too. But that's like rare though. Like, you don't hear about that, man. You don't hear about that hardly ever. And like... You also probably have to live in certain areas. Like, if you don't see snakes outside, I don't think you're gonna see a snake in your toilet. I'm just saying. Like, the other thing is there's no point stressing about it. Because, like, what are you gonna do if it happens, whether you're thinking about it or not? Nothing changes. You're gonna get up as soon as you know it's there, scream, and then, depending on what kind of animal it is, you're either gonna call animal security or you're just gonna try and grab something to beat the shit out of it with. That's what it comes down to. That's exactly what it boils down to. You know what I mean? Never going on vacation in Australia? Australia, see, if you want to be concerned about it and you're in Australia, that is valid. Because Australia is actually just like the Area 51 of nature. Like, you just go there and it's like there's just fucking SCPs chilling outside. Like, that shit is danger level 1000. If you want to be scared of that, be my guest. But in most places, I don't think you gotta worry too much, honestly. Also, hello, Kaylin. Hope you're doing good. Happy Friday. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever want to travel to Australia. I feel like there's a universe where it happens at some point anyway. But I wouldn't, like... I would never want to travel to Australia because it's Australia. I would be going for, like, people or a thing or whatever, right? But not because it's Australia. I guess there's not that many countries that I would really want to travel to just because of the country. I can really only think of Japan. Because there's so many things about Japan that I love and I want to experience for myself. But I can't really think of very many other countries. I'm sure there are a lot of other countries I would love traveling to. I just can't, like, think off the top of my head about any that I would, like, plan out specifically. Oh, by the way, I think I mentioned it in a different stream, but I looked up the signups for the JLPT, the Japanese literacy test that I was saying I wanted to do this year, because I didn't take it last year. And I get to sign up in September, so make sure that you guys poke me about it on September 2nd, I think it was, or whenever in that time frame, if you could remember. I think I'm gonna remember anyway. I have like a month window, but I want to do it at the start just so that I make sure I don't forget. It's kind of expensive, you know. The test costs $100 to write, which is like, ew, but you know, as long as I pass. That being said, we need to have a Japanese study stream so that I can start revising. Although it's probably better if I start revising closer to the date of the test. Because I feel like if I do it now, I might forget since it's in like December. Okay, you could... being paid $1 million to spend 2 days in Australia is crazy. I would do that if they paid my flight and my expenses, let alone just paying me money. Also, we got shorts. Let me see. Jogging shorts. They are blue. And cycling shorts. Those are funky. I like my denim pants, though. I do like my denim pants. Wish they'd pay us to test. Yeah, I mean, that would be great. It would be fantastic if it wasn't, you know, if it was the other way around. I would be more than happy to learn stuff for money. But, not yet. Instead, it's got to be the other way around. You know what? I remember last year when I forgot to write my test, I was like, you know what? This is fine. It was a business decision. Because I'm going to write the stage up from N3. I'm going to write the N2 next year instead. And I'll just save myself the $100 I would have spent writing the N3. Which sounded great. But I haven't even, like, touched any resources for the N2. And frankly, I don't have any plans in the near future of studying for the N2 because, oh my god, that would take a lot of time. That would be really hard. And I can't be asked to do all that. Because the thing about, like, the N2, okay, to be fair, if you can speak N2 level, then you're like actually conversational in Japanese. Like you can talk to people, you know what I mean? N3 is like you can kind of like you can get by, but you're not comfortable by any means. You can't have like rich conversations nearly as much. Because N2, that's like the level that you do if you're gonna like work a business job in Japan or something, right? You study the N2, you know, you get your Keigo down pat, and you bolster up your vocab and everything, your grammar's tight, and then you're good to go. But with the N3, it's more just like daily life type Japanese, I guess, which is good enough for me. Because I don't even really get enough speaking opportunities to make use of the N3 particularly. I want to make friends with more, oh wait, that's new. Surgeonfish. That's like Dory. Oh my god. I didn't know that was called a surgeonfish. That's cool. I want to make friends with more Japanese VTubers. Because I have one Japanese VTuber friend and he speaks English. But, I feel like it would be really cool if I could, like, bridge that language gap with somebody. But I also don't know why they would want to, if that makes sense. It'll have to come one day as, like, a friend of a friend. Or, like, I'm in a group event that happens to have, like, Japanese people, probably. Probably, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Australia try not to cry challenge. Impossible. The Japanese hours though? Oh yeah, no. The time scheduling to talk to people is rough. I used to be quite a mad lad though. Let me tell you guys about something that I don't know if I've shared on stream before. So in competitive Pokemon. We're going back to the competitive Pokemon yap for a little bit, okay? Stick with me here. In competitive Pokemon, there are different circuits depending on where in the world you are. So in most of the world, the format that you play in is you play best of 3 matches in tournaments, right? And nowadays, they're also open team sheets, so you get, like, information on what your opponent's, like, moves are, their items, whatever, right? And so, a lot of the metagame is about, like, being able to have a very consistent squad, right? But in Japan, they have their own Worlds qualification circuit, and it is closed team sheet best of 1. And what that means is that you have nothing to go off of other than you can see what 6 Pokemon are on your opponent's team, and you have 1 game. So what that translates to is Japanese players having the most insane cheese strats of all time. Like, they are the goats of surprise factor. They just be running the goofiest shit, but it'll come so out of left field, it seems so stupid, but they are just geniuses at team building. They're so good at getting like a cheeky win out of you, right? And so they can be really fun to play against, because instead of playing against all the usual same archetypes that you see in the West over and over, you go out to the East, you're gonna see something that you don't even know what it does, bro. You have not a damn clue. And nowadays, it's a little different because all the best of 3 tournaments are open team sheet, but back in the day, they were closed team sheet. So even though like you wouldn't know what your opponent's Pokemon did, you would still have 3 games to figure it out, right? Like, they could cheese you for 1 game, but then you know what it is, right? So you can play around it in the next one type thing, right? But so what I used to do is, back in the day, for practice against like weird stuff, and just because it was a fun way to like interact with the Japanese side of the community, I would pull all-nighters to play Japanese Pokemon tournaments. I would join, and there were some people that spoke no Japanese that would play occasionally, but that was literally like 1 or 2 people in the community that were relevant, right? But I spoke enough that that I would interact with the community, and at the time, my Japanese was much weaker than it currently is, but I learned a bunch of Pokemon related words. Like, my Pokemon dialogue or like my vocabulary for it was crazy. But I would literally pull all-nighters, and I remember they used to run it was called team tournaments, which is where, because Pokemon's a single player game, right? It's 1v1. But what it would be is you would form a team of 3, and you would all play a best of 3, and then it would be like the best of 3 best of 3. So like if 2 of your guys won their sets, then you would win the match, if that makes sense, right? And I managed to team up with 2 Japanese guys. I weaseled my way in as the foreigner. I was like, I want to find Japanese teammates to play with, and I actually did, and it was really cool. I ended up playing, they were like they were old guys. There's a lot of much older like people who play Pokemon competitively. You know, I think they were probably like significantly older, but it was wholesome to like talk to them and like talk about the cultural differences and stuff, because it was really like the first Japanese friends that I ever made was a couple of Pokemon players that we played together in that tournament. I don't remember if we actually top cut it, but it was fun though. I also have memories of playing in one of those, and I did make top cut. And what the, yo, what is that? Sorry, my train of thought. Ocean Sunfish. Yo, he's like double my size. He could have just eaten me. All he had to do was open his mouth while he came down. I was gone. Yo, that thing is like, you could use that as a surfboard. For like 5 people. That's a whole sled right there. What the fuck? That thing is crazy big. Can I just like put this down outside? I want to see him. I want to see him again. Oh my god. I meant, wait, let me place item. Hold on. Let's put him in a tank. Let's see how big of a tank he uses. No, that's so not cool. It uses a non-see-through bin. Like, he's not even submerged. He's poking out. That's cruelty. Now I gotta donate him to the museum. Ocean Sunfish deserves better. Oh, it's one of these guys. Wait, I remember you. You fake being a piece of furniture, but you're actually a bug. What is this called? Walking Leaf. That's the one. Alright. You've seen the videos of thousands of flying spiders. I have seen that one time. It was like I saw it on a YouTube short by what's the guy's name? Jordan the Stallion, I think. The dude who's Gen Z, but he's always like talking about how people think he's like a millennial or whatever, and he's like, he'll be like, get so close right now, to like zoom in the camera and start like, or the guy that he also is the one who like knows all the fucking fast food secrets. Man, I haven't seen his videos in so long. I wonder if he's still making stuff, because I used to always get him on my feed being like, this is how you make the Chick-fil-A sauce, or you know, like he'll just like fucking share some shit, like, you know what I mean. He always knew. He had every fast food secret. He knew them all. Collecting them like infinity stones. The sunfishes are so completely useless that scientists even debate about how they move. They're like, so what? They're just like a fish that permanently exists in like a vegetative state. Like they just like they're there, but there's nobody's home upstairs, you know? One brain cell. That's funny. He does look like the type of fish to only have one brain cell. I will give you that. Alright, we got 50,000 bells to go. Until we can pay off all of our debt. Wouldn't that be pretty sweet? Imagine, dude. It's such an immersion break from real life. You can buy a house. No way. And you can make it bigger. Affordably. Sometimes I wonder, like, sometimes I'll see, like, my own family, like, doing stuff on their house. Like, I have an aunt that I think has redone her bathroom, like, twice. And I'm like, sometimes I wonder if there was damage. Because, like, unless something was no longer functional, you could not pay me to want to upgrade my shit. That being said, actually, I'm the type of person who wouldn't want to buy a house unless I could pretty much buy it in cash. Maybe, well, not in cash, but, like, unless I already had pretty much all of the money, I wouldn't want a house. Like, I don't like the idea of being locked down by a mortgage forever. I would much rather just live in an apartment, I think. My fishing rod! No! Gotta make a new one. Could use their back fin, but it doesn't grow. It folds on itself, so the cells are made for this garbage fish for nothing. Don't bully him, though. You don't have to call him garbage. That's so mean. He's just a big guy, bro. He's just chilling. Like, imagine talking all of that shit when his life literally exists to just be a giant fish that just sits there and, like, floats. That's like the chillest life ever. You've never even heard of stress. Cortisol is not perceived and therefore does not exist. There's just not an ounce of care to give in the life of the ocean sunfish. And I envy that. You know, maybe one day, if I die, it would be cool to be reincarnated as an ocean sunfish. I wouldn't even know what I was. I would just be floating there. Just like passively idling through the water. And like, you know what? That's kind of a vibe, like, you know. That's pretty cool, if you ask me. I'm surprised this fish didn't get spooked by me. I can't throw straight. Okay, here we go. Oop. Charlie. Bro. Take the bait, my friend. Boink. He's not gonna look at it. He's gonna swim past it. Yep. Why is this fish so hard to get? Oh, there we go. Hello, Hanamori, welcome. Hope you're doing good. I'm having a wonderful Friday. Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm just kicking it right now. I've literally just been wandering around talking about random stuff and fishing for like the past hour, I think. What's this one gonna be? We gotta... What even is that? A carp? If I catch another one, they can carpool. Wow. It's just something so zen about Animal Crossing. I feel like I haven't played games that all you do is just kind of chill like this in so long. Since before I started streaming again. Like, back when I wasn't streaming, I would always constantly be playing, like, skill-based games that all of my friends were playing, like, 24/7. You know, I'm playing Osu, I'm playing Rocket League, I'm playing Valorant and Counter-Strike and, you know, grinding Tetris and competitive Pokemon and whatever. And now it's just like, I sit down, I catch fish. Doing great, nice. Yeah, it's nice to kick back. I still, you know, I'm thinking about trying out that Bobo Bay game that I saw on my friend Calico's stream yesterday, because it, like, I know the game isn't finished yet, but genuinely it looked really cute. I'm not gonna lie, the aesthetic was kind of giving me Roblox, which at first I was like, this game looks scuffed. But it grew on me though. It's a cute game actually. I want to try it. And I don't, depending on how much it is, I don't know if I would want to buy it. But the alpha is free, so I might try it next week maybe. Yeah. I love chill games. A good amount of the time anyway. There are like a lot of chill games that I still need to like try out. I wanted to, we still have to play like a bunch of the games from the summer sale that I got. Q Remastered is one that's been, that I've been meaning to try. I mean, that one is a little bit more of like a puzzle game, I think, but I like puzzle games too. Because, I mean, I like strategy games and stuff like that, and it's kind of in the same vein, but usually more chill. You know, I used to play a lot of puzzle games as a kid, now that I think about it. Like, I never really dabble in, like, mobile gaming, and I honestly haven't since I was, like, young, back when I was on my iPod back in the day. Y'all remember when people used iPods instead of just having phones? But back then, I used to play, I think there was one called Wordscapes that I would play, and it was like basically just like unscrambling words or whatever. But I also used to love playing a game called Bejeweled. Did y'all ever play Bejeweled back in the day? I was talking about it with my dad the other day, because we were talking about puzzle games. I think we were talking about Tetris or something. And we got onto the topic of Bejeweled, and we were just reminiscing about how there was one time that he got a run that lasted like 2 hours or something, and he just had to quit the game because there was no way that he was gonna beat his score without playing for like multiple hours and getting lucky. So eventually it was just like, nah, this isn't worth it anymore, and that was the end of the Bejeweled arc. Heard about it but never played it. It's honestly just one of those games where you just like combine, it's one of those puzzle games where you just like combine stuff to like clear the board. I think Candy Crush would probably be similar now that I think about it, but I never really played Candy Crush. And Bejeweled is definitely older than Candy Crush, I want to say as well. Bejeweled, beep, you know! I'm happy that one person in chat remembers. Because that is a little bit of a throwback for me. That's an old school one, not gonna lie. Or any of you guys back in the day remember the old YouTube logo when it was like a little brown TV instead of like the red icon? I saw that the other day. I saw a picture where it was like, how was this all of our like iPods back in the day? And it had like the little YouTube TV. It had Doodle Jump. Oh my god, I loved Doodle Jump as a kid. Cut the Rope. Fruit Ninja. Like, it had so many classics in that one screenshot. I was like, dude, blast to the past right there. Sometimes I wonder how many of those games are still up on the App Store. Flappy Bird, oh my god. You know, I actually never had Flappy Bird on my own iPod. I never got it, but my cousin had it, and I used to play it on his sometimes. I had a knockoff. I had something that was effectively the exact same as Flappy Bird, but aesthetically it was different. And if you ask me what it was, I cannot remember for the life of me. Not a damn clue. But I had something else anyway. I played an equivalent one. I'm trying to think what else I used to love playing. Plants vs. Zombies? Oh, I loved having Plants vs. Zombies on my iPod back in the day. I used to play the endless mode like on my iPod whenever I was out. Or like chilling at my babysitter's or something. Dude, Plants vs. Zombies is such an OG game. Maybe we should replay that on stream sometime. That would be fun, because I have it on Steam, but I haven't played it in a long time. Maybe we gotta bust out PvZ for first time in a long while. That could be a fun one as a throwback. Fruit Ninja and Train Your... I don't actually know Train Your Own Ninja, but I know Fruit Ninja, of course. Subway Surfers is definitely a very nostalgic one, too. Nostalgia stream? We could. So, I wasn't thinking about mobile games, but I could do that for mobile games, too, maybe. What I was planning at some point was to do a Flash game nostalgia stream, where I was gonna download, like, I don't even know what, I would have to download, like, the Flash player. I think there's a Flash player that you can download now, right, to run those old games, and play some of my favorites from back in the day, because there are some good ones, man. Like, I want to play Duck Life on stream. I remember Duck Life went hard when I was a kid back in school, or, like, Learn to Fly 2. Or just Learn to Fly in general, one of my favorites. The Papa's games. I think I used to like the Freezeria one. But everybody, you could tell a lot about a kid in middle school based on which Papa's game they were running at the computer lab. Such a goofy fucking thing to say, but everybody was running different ones. Chibi Knight? Oh my god, Armor Games is a throwback. Yeah, I think that I used to play Learn to Fly on Armor Games, actually, but I don't know Chibi Knight. I'm trying to think if there were any other ones on Armor Knight that I remember. There might have been a Tower Defense one, I feel like. Train Your Own Ninja was my favorite. I used to play until I reached level 100 and defeat his enemies. Okay, it was like a scaling one. That's pretty cool. I used to... Oh, you know what other games I loved playing as a kid on my iPod? I don't know why, but I was one of those people who also I loved Bloons Tower Defense. I still like Bloons Tower Defense, but I played it a lot more when I was younger. Tower Defense is really fun, yeah. We should do Bloons Tower Defense on stream sometime, actually. That would be a fun one too. Dude, there's so many good old school games. There's so many classics I could do. But back in the day, I loved playing those fucking microtransaction farm games that were like, I say that as in like they would try to farm microtransactions by making you wait for everything, except I would pretty much never actually spend like money on them. I would just wait. So like I was playing like Dragon Vale, Dragon Mania City, fucking Tiny Monsters, My Singing Monsters. There was one I loved called Happy Squirrels, was one of my favorite. You would just like build this tree and you would keep building floors to give them like rooms, like a laundromat and like a restaurant and like things like that. And you would just keep building up your tree higher and higher. And I don't know why, but I loved that one. Or there was one that I remember, I literally tried to find it on the App Store and it just despawned, like it was just gone. It was called Pocket Potions, and you were like a witch, and you ran like a potion brewery. and you would just like continue scaling that up. I remember I loved that one. That was one of my favorites as a kid, actually. Papa Louie's sushi. There was a sushi one? I didn't even know that. I think my favorite was always the freezeria, where you could do like the ice cream. But I remember the pizzeria was good. You would see a lot of people were running the hamburger one and the pastaria, I think it was. But at the same time, I don't think that I grinded the Papa's games back in the day as well, like as much. There was also, oh, you know what was so heat in computer lab back in the day? There was this site, I think it was called like A to Z Games or something, right? But it was for like grades K to 6. But you could play these like multiplayer lobbies with your friends, and they had games like Jet Ski Edition and like Dirt Bike Division or whatever. And it would just give you like math problems, and the faster you would like answer the multiple choice things, you would go faster. So you'd race your friends at like math stuff. I loved doing that with my friends back in computer lab. That shit was so fun. I don't know if any of you guys will know at all what I'm talking about with that. But that was a classic for me. I loved doing that. I wonder if they even have computer lab anymore. Do they still do computer lab in school? Is that like an event? Because I feel like towards the tail end of when I was in school, they started just busting out Chromebooks in like the regular classroom. You know, like they wouldn't actually, you know, take you down for a period to the computer lab with all the shitty little Dell desktop things. And you would all get to go in there. Naruto Super Battle Royale? I've never even heard of that one. I don't know. I was never, or I don't know if it's meant to be Naruto or if you it was meant to write Naruto, but if it is supposed to be Naruto, I never really got into anime until I was a decent amount older, so I had no idea about stuff like that. Breaks my heart when they take that out. I know, it's so sad. It's so sad that they're just gone. And I know that they're probably worse than I remember. Like, realistically, they're way more hype in my head than they actually would be if I went back for most of them. But still, there's just such a fond memory with it, you know? Santa on quad, and it's exactly the same. Yeah, stuff like that is so cool, man. I loved doing those back in the day. Or you know what was... There was one game that I don't even know if this still exists, but it was genuinely the highlight of computer lab, because normally when you go to computer lab, you know, sometimes you'd get to do it as like a free period where you get to play games, but usually it's because you gotta like type something up or whatever, right? You have some sort of assignment related to it. But there was a couple years in middle school for me where for math class, we would go to the computer lab and we would play this game that was called Prodigy. And it was literally an RPG where the entire combat system was just math. So we would literally just get to play an RPG for math class. It was so tight. Like, dude, that's such a sick, like, way to get kids to fucking do math. And I remember I found out, like, outside of class, there was a mobile app for it. And my babysitter's nephew got into it because of me. I, like, got him into it, and he was doing maths at, like, the age of, like, 7 or whatever. He was playing the math games. And he was, like, over the grade level recommendation or something because he was smart. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, I feel like the educational power of video games is not being tapped into in the way that it should be in the modern school system. I definitely feel like people should lean into it more. Favorite mobile phone when you were young? I didn't even have a mobile phone when I was a kid. I had an iPod 4, I think. I had... That was back when people didn't have phones until they were at least like a teenager, you know what I mean? Like, there was no chance that you would have a phone under that point. The one my mom used, yeah, exactly. That is exactly what I'm saying. You know, back then, you were lucky if you had like an iPod or like a DS or something, you know, like. Actually, wait, how old is the DS? When did Nintendo DS release? Yeah, it was 2004. Wow, that's like almost as old as me. Not canonically. had a red brick with a slide out keyboard. Hold on, let me see. What is a red brick one? Red brick phone. Oh my god, it's one of these. I've never seen one of these in real life, not gonna lie. Oh, wait, like one of the Nokia ones? Or like the fucking actual giant brick phone. These things could have keyboards? That part doesn't make sense to me. That's why I feel like you might be talking about one of like the Nokia ones or something. 2008 Nokia phone. Yeah, you got the indestructible phone. Forged out of like pure obsidian. Those things were unbreakable. Nowadays, you like drop a phone, you could catch it, and like the impact of it falling 2 centimeters out of your hand would probably make the screen crack on your skin. Meanwhile, back in the day, the Giga Chad Nokia phone, you could probably run it over with a truck and the wheel would pop. And the phone would just be chilling. It would be like you butt dialed a number with an entire fucking monster truck. Those things are actually... I love those memes of just like the indestructible Nokia phone. They're just too powerful, man. We've gone backwards. We've reverse engineered to make the phones break more easily so that they can get you to buy more. We need to revert back to the good old days where you just buy one phone and it's built like an absolute behemoth and nothing can stop it. And you just have that phone until the battery is dead. That being said, I guess nowadays that wouldn't work as well because technology is just like upgrading too fast, I feel like, but... Nokia phones still kicking? They got a new phone type? Changing to a Nokia. They still make... Nokia still makes phones? I don't know anybody with a Nokia anymore, not gonna lie. Most of my friends are on the Android wave. I had an Android phone because I had a really, really cheap phone. And then I bought my sister's old iPhone because you need an iPhone to run VTube Studio. Fun fact, by the way, if you guys didn't know that, you can't run VTube Studio on Android as far as I'm aware. So you either have to do your tracking through a different like medium, and there's a lot of better options for that now. Like I've seen one called Warudo on Twitter more that I think looks like pretty decent, and there's I think some other options. But if you want to use VTube Studio, the classic, then you actually have to get an iPhone. I think 11 is the like lowest version you can even have. I think it has to do with the tracking technology in the phone, but I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on that stuff. I just knew I needed the iPhone. I was like, all right. Bought my sister's old one. Got it for a way better price. We take those. Making modern flip phones now, and they're so cute. Wait, hold on. I need to see this. Nokia 2024. Oh, this is kind of cute. And you can actually... Can you actually, like, do the flip thing? That's kind of neat. They also seem to just release regular phones too, which is crazy. But interesting. I had no idea that Nokia was still kicking out here. That's pretty sick. Yeah, Samsung's obviously pretty good too, of course. Dad found his Nintendo game and watched Donkey Kong 2 from the 80s. It still runs perfect and it's fun. Honestly, retro games like that can be so cool to play. Like, I remember when I was growing up, my babysitter had an SNES, which, to be fair, definitely not as old as the 80s, I don't think. But actually, I guess it wouldn't be that far, right? Like, SNES is pretty old. SNES release date. 1991. Okay, so early 90s. But, like, I loved playing that. That was the highlight of so many, like, after-school afternoons for me. You know, my dad was, you know, working his ass off when I was a kid, right? So I would often stay at my babysitter's for like a few hours before I get picked up. And we'd be playing Super Mario World, taking turns, we'd be playing Super Mario Kart. There was this one game that I looked up on another stream that I remembered. I think it was called what was it called? No. Unicycle Game SNES. Uniracers! This game was a banger, bro. That game was a banger. The game that nobody has ever heard of. That game was fire. Look at the Samsung one. What, Nokia, or what, Samsung flip phone? I've seen those. I've seen Samsung is working on like literally like modern phones that have like the full length touchscreen that you can also fold, which is really trippy to me, not gonna lie. But I guess for pocket space, that is hella efficient. Want a GameCube so you can play the old Animal Crossing? I think my friend has a GameCube with the old Animal Crossing. And I think it's cool, honestly. Like the OG, playing the OG titles, I feel like Nintendo's old stuff just holds up like way better than it has any business holding up, to be honest. Dad could sell it for 4K since he has the box and all that, but he wants to keep that. Giga Chad. Keep the memories. Like the retro look for phones and games. I think retro phones look cool. Honestly, I think that phones have been getting over-engineered recently to a point that I don't like. Like, I hate that headphone jacks are just gone now. Like, is that just me? Like, having your Bluetooth and all that, super cool. Totally get the appeal. I love it for you. But why should I be forced to buy a pair of headphones that requires me to charge it? Like, I hate that. That irks me so bad. And I know there are things where you can get like a little dongle that'll like use the charging port to make it work. But you know what's the thing they don't tell you about those? Is that they are terrible quality. The wires wear out so fast. I was using those when I was working retail full time. I must have went through at least 3 of those damn things. Because they would just keep, like, the wire on the inside would just, like, bend and break, and then it would just no longer work good. Like, I miss the days where you could just take your regular pair of earbuds that cost, like, nothing and let them tangle up in your pocket. Is it so much to ask to go back to the good old days? Yeah, I hate the USB-C adapters. It's so bad. Or, like, it's even worse in my case, because, like I told you guys, I have an iPhone now. Because I needed it for VTubing, right? That means that I have the stupid Apple charging port. Everybody knows that Apple loves to intentionally make their wires the worst wires known to mankind. Just so that they can make you buy more. They make you keep buying new wires. You know, I saw that in the EU, a regulation passed that's going to force them onto USB-C. Which means that probably worldwide they're going to start using USB-C, just on everything. But at the same time, that's not gonna fix the problem with my current phone, so until this thing stops working anymore, I'm probably gonna be rolling with the stupid Apple wires, I guess. You can get the villagers to scrap with you in the old game? Like, you can make them angry at you? That's kind of funny. I didn't know that. Nowadays, they're just like super NPC'd out, you know, like they just have very basic dialogue. Don't know about my Snapdragon 9 Gen 3 processor. That is a gaming phone if I've ever heard one. I have no idea what all that means. Well, I'm stuck with Android. Yeah, I mean, if I could use VTube Studio on Android, I probably would have, to be honest. But I do like some things about the iPhone. It's not bad, honestly. Like, I like the UI. Also, hello, Wendy. I just wanted to say hello to Wendy again. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, welcome. Hello. I want to chat. What's up? Something that'll go perf with your outfit. Ooh. Rain boots. Wait, that sounds cute. For the Fisher outfit as well? Wait. Thank you, Wendy. Let me see. They're pink. It matches the bow. Oh, yo, that's fire. Thank you, Wendy. We got the raincoat drip. What a baller outfit. You know what this reminds me of, guys? Wait, actually, I have a really funny story for you guys. So there was a time back, oh man, years and years ago. Me and my sister were still, me and my sister were like pretty young. And we were going trick-or-treating for Halloween, right? But because the Halloween gods just hate where I live, like genuinely, no lie, I think at least half of the Halloweens I experienced as a kid were rainy. Like cold October rain. And a couple times I think it might have snowed as well. But anyway, there was one year where it was raining. And, you know, my sister made the 2000 IQ play of changing her costume to being a fisherman so that she could wear a poncho and a rain hat in the rain and go trick-or-treating like that while in costume. And at that moment, I was like, damn, you are smart. I think I still just went in like my regular costume. But like, that is like, you know the meme where it's like improvise, adapt, overcome. That is genuine. She was just like, yup. It's raining? Oh word. Let me dress up as a fisherman actually instead. Too smart. One step ahead. iCloud weren't holding all my photos hostage. I would switch, but I'm too lazy to jump through the hoops. That's a mood. There are some things in life where you know that a different product is probably better, but the inconvenience of switching just makes it better to just stay with what you have. That being said, I lost all my photos from my Android phone. I also wasn't really much of a pictures person back then. And thankfully, I got this phone before the time that my friend from the UK flew in, so I still have my photos of me and him when he came to Canada. And that is kind of the only photos that really matter to me. I guess I have some other nice photos of like me going and visiting like Cherry Blossom Park. Not in Japan though, like there's a couple cherry blossom parks out where out here in Ontario, but yeah, everybody would just go out with like a jacket over their costume. That was just straight up the norm. Because like, that's how it goes, bro. Sometimes you just gotta roll up dressed as Luigi in a winter jacket because, you know, it's snowing, it's raining, whatever. I think I did dress as Luigi as a kid. I'm trying to think of what costumes I had. I did Luigi because I loved Luigi when I was younger. I dressed, I think it's a vampire one year, maybe? No, oh my god. I just unlocked a funny ass memory, actually. There was a time, so growing up, I had two main stuffed animals that I would always play with. They were named, it was a cat and a panda. You'll never guess. Their names were Cat and Panda. Because I was just so innovative like that. But or I guess it was from when I was like a toddler. So my dad was so innovative like that, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, my dad got them for me, but I would only ever play with the stuffed panda. And so what he did is he made the cat into like a supervillain, and I spent my entire childhood just beating the shit out of that fucking stuffed cat. I had the most love-hate relationship with that stuffed animal ever. And he would always like troll me. He would like, you know, back when I was young enough that he would like come to bed with me for a bit until I fell asleep. He would like bring the cat in like tucked into his shirt or something, and then like try to sneak it in and be like, oh, you gave the cat a hug, and I'd be like, no, and I'd like grab him and I'd throw him all the way out of the room because I would get super angry as a kid. It's so goofy in hindsight, but anyway, all of this is to say, I don't remember why, but there was one year where I brought my stuffed cat with me trick-or-treating, and I dressed him as a vampire by cutting out 2 triangles and taping them to his face as fangs and tying a towel around his neck as a cape. I brought my stuffed cat dressed up as a vampire with me trick-or-treating one time. Elf on a shelf-coated cat, yeah. It was goofy. And you know what? I had one of my aunts would sometimes come down and stay with us for like the summers, and she would always be like, "Why are you so mean to Cat? You should be nice to Cat." And I would just be like, "No." And I would it was like a tradition at that point, just like a nightly thing that cat would find a way to sneak into my bed. I would flip out. I would grab him by the tail, Looney Tunes style, spin him around like a lasso in the air, and then just fling him all the way down the hall. Literally every time. It was so stupid, but it was funny. Moral enemy. Actually, no, we were mortal enemies, like straight up. That cat. I mean, so like his name was Cat, but unofficially his name was Evil Cat because he was very evil, and I was obviously a superhero. And my friend Panda, of course, my panda stuffed animal, was my partner in crime, or I guess my partner in justice, or whatever. I don't know. My dad would also like try and do stuff like, you know, he would make Cat like talk to like my panda and be like, "Why are you so fat?" or something like that. And then I would of course grab my panda and start like beating the shit out of him with the panda. I was a very imaginative kid with all of my toys and stuff, you know. I still remember, I have memories of doing stuff like, I would take all my like stuffed animals and I'd like lay them out and play games with them all at once. Like, I think I remember one time I was playing Family Feud with myself where I just made an Excel spreadsheet with all of the like categories, and then I would this sounds so lonely. But I would just play as all of my stuffed animals at once. I swear it was because I was lonely though. I was just I don't know, man. It's a miracle to wonder how I had no idea that I was a neurodivergent for like 18 years. Nobody shall ever know how it took so long to find out. One question. Oh, it's Twi, by the way. It's Twi. If you see a dark shadow moving, what would you do on Halloween? As a kid, probably get freaked out. As an adult, probably nothing. But also at the same time, I don't do anything for Halloween as an adult nowadays. Because I don't live in a house, I live in a building. So like, they just put the candy out in the lobby, you know what I mean? I don't have people coming to my door trick-or-treating. But I also feel like, nah, you know what, I probably would. I would probably be the person to put a bowl of candy out front and put the sign that says take one, even though I know that there's gonna be a kid or a lot of kids that are just gonna like take the whole fucking bowl and then run away. But what they won't know is that I actually only put like a quarter of the candy that I bought outside, and then the rest I'm just eating inside. I would probably use it as an excuse to just haul up a bunch of candy for myself. Genuinely, I probably would do something like that. I mean, I guess we'll know whenever I mean, honestly, I don't know if I ever will move out into a house of my own. We'll see. Have some random Coca-Cola polar bear from 1994 is used up as like sanding paper. That's cool though. Coca-Cola polar bear. There's some story to that, you know? I like that. I used to have a bunch of Mario plushies as well. I loved Mario growing up, so I had a ton of, I had a whole load of, like, Mario plushes, and I think I might have given some of them away, actually, now. I don't know if I still have them or not. No, I gave away my toy bin, but I think I still have my stuffed animals. I have so many. You're a dude. I mean, hey, you know what? Maybe. Look, if all of these kids are getting candy on my dime, I'm getting candy on my dime as well. Thank you very much. I can't be having all of these kids Just freeloading all my money. They're lucky I'm sharing anything. You know, maybe what I should do is put out a bowl that says take all and then see how long it takes for it to go. That would be an interesting experiment, wouldn't it? You have a candy bowl and instead of take one, it says like take all. And then see, how did I honestly just miss 5 times there? I'm so bad. But if you put a sign out that was like, take the whole bowl, and then see if certain kids actually still don't. How long would it take to find one who's just like, okay, and they just nab the entire bowl? I could see that. Polar bear, like, from a marketing standpoint would make sense. I feel like I remember the Coca-Cola polar bear, actually, as well. Now that I think about it, I feel like I've seen that before, yeah. You know what's, like, a random advertising thing that I was recently reminded of? That I totally forgot about? Is, this is a Canadian thing, by the way, so you guys might not know about it at all. But there was a series of ads back from when I was younger, I don't think they do them anymore, that are called house hippos. And it was just these really, really teensy hippos that they would like CGI into rooms, I think. Back before that was like just an average practice to do for like advertising or something. So you would just see these like super small little hippos. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, they were so tiny. They're like the size of your hand. So what really were these guys? Because I remember the commercials. The commercials were iconic. Yeah, they were... Okay, it was for PSAs. I thought that's what it was. Yeah. Produced by Concerned Children's Advertisers, later known as Companies Committed to Kids. Okay. Uh-huh. Canadian non-profit organization. As a contributive production-wide... Okay, what was this? Oh, covering topics such as drug abuse, conformity, self-esteem, and bullying. Wow, wait, the house hippos were for PSAs like that? That's wholesome. I just remembered the teeny little guys. Polar Bowler Mobile Edition? Is that like a mobile game? Wait, let me show you guys house hippos, because you guys have probably never heard of a house hippo before. We should watch a house hippo ad. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull one of these up. If I use this. Yeah, it's cropped. Okay. This should be fine then. Okay, let me close this for a second from you guys. You're gonna see me like 10 times right now. Isn't that crazy? Let's look at the house hippos.
All is quiet. Or is it?
Look at the little guy.
The house hippo is found throughout Canada and the
Yeah.
United States.
Look.
House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory.
Look at
if
his
provoked.
fucking mouth.
They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you? That's why it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions, kind of like you just did.
Wow, that's where the PSA ties in. Ain't that cool? Well, you guys have been enlightened. You now know about what house hippos are. Welcome to the club. You guys are in the know. How does it feel? You have the sacred knowledge. Refuse. They're real to me? That's what I'm saying. Everybody wanted a house hippo because they're adorable. Who wouldn't want a pet house hippo? They based on the mouse and rats? No, wait, what? What is that? Why do they call naked guinea pigs house hippos? I've never heard of that. Really? You know what? It might be a regional thing. Because if you ask any Canadian about house hippos, they will tell you about the ones in the little TV advertisements. That's exactly what every Canadian will recognize if you bring up house hippos to them. I've never heard of somebody referring to a naked guinea pig as a house hippo. Even though I have heard of naked guinea pigs before. Just want one because they're a little fugly? They are fugly, but that's good. Searched house hippo and I saw pigs. I only get house hippos like the Canadian ads. What? Oh, it says that the house hippos are between 4 and 5 inches. They're such little guys. Oh my god. You can fit it in your hand. That's so cute. Yeah, I can't even find anything other than like the ones about the PSAs. Just regional differences, I guess, eh? Naked mole rat? I don't know. Maybe, that is a disgrace to the house hippos that we know and love. To compare, to lump them in with a naked mole rat or even a naked guinea pig. And I love guinea pigs. Don't get it twisted. They're super cute. But the house hippo is just so special. Also, what is this, like eel? It probably just is an eel. I caught a moray eel. When you're in love, that's a moray, yeah. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a moray. That's a different kind of amore, though. I don't know why songs like that, I don't know why, it just made me think of something really ancient that I never saw on TV, but I saw re-uploaded to YouTube. I wonder if any of y'all have ever heard of it. There was, I feel like it's been memed a couple times over the course of like the past 10, 15 years online as well. But there was a show called the Super Mario Super Show, and it was like a live action TV show that had a few episodes of like Mario. And I remember watching it. I'm trying to think if they ever used that in there. Maybe they didn't. Maybe it just randomly came to me anyway. But I remember that show. I think I liked that as a kid. I also remember on YouTube seeing some like crazy, like high quality, long form, like comic dub series about Mario. And I probably didn't even know that it was unofficial at the time I was watching it. But I used to watch so much like goofy shit on YouTube back in the day. Like I was thinking back not too long ago about how I used to have some like videos downloaded on my iPod back when I was a kid. And that like my dad did the downloads for me, right? And I was remembering, I used to have a couple of songs that for some reason, I had them saved as like Sonic AMVs of like the songs. I think there was one of Barbie Girl. Which is so embarrassing in hindsight. I wasn't even like, okay, you know what? Actually, I did like Sonic a lot as a kid, but I didn't really play Sonic games hardly at all, actually. I loved Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games as a series, but I never really played that much of like the Sonic series of games. I did a little bit, but I never really finished them when I would try them. You know what's crazy, by the way? I saw something genuinely unbelievable I saw a news article about recently. So, you guys, I don't know if you knew about like the Mario versus Sonic at the Olympic Games series, but that has been going for like almost 2 decades, right? Like, those games have been around for ages. And they were always like really loved, I feel like. It was a popular series. But this year, Tokyo 2020 was the last one because for some inexplicable reason, the Paris 2024 Olympics decided rather than continuing their deal with Nintendo and Sega, with 2 of the biggest media franchise icons of all time, they decided they wanted to produce a game called like Paris Olympic Go or whatever, and it was like some fucking cryptocurrency NFT fucking mobile game that completely flopped. That is why we never got Mario and Sonic at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. When I saw that, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh no, there's no way that they threw away their deal with the Nintendo and Sega for that. Let me see, hold on. Mario and Sonic Olympic Games 2024. Can I see an article? There's an article by CBC. CBC writing an article about games? That's crazy. Let me see. You might have noticed Mario and Sonic aren't competing at the Paris Olympics. That's because the International Olympic Committee, IOC, ended its long-running partnership with Nintendo and Sega, the creators of the Mario and Sonic video games, which since 2007 has spawned 6 titles for the Nintendo platforms, 4 for each iteration of the Summer Games and 2 for the Winter Games. A 2024 version was not feasible because of the tight timelines in the wake of the postponed 2020 Tokyo Games, the IOC said in a statement to CBC News. I didn't see that in the other article, but the IOC is instead focusing on NFTs and esports. This time, it partnered with the San Francisco and Seoul-based company Enway to create Olympics Go Paris 2024, a free-to-play smartphone game which includes NFTs users can claim. Oh, man, that is a fumble, bro. That is crazy. Wow. Yo, something I saw that was really funny is after I saw that article, I saw a post on Twitter that was like, here's a thread to post your favorite Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games music because the soundtracks are super underrated. And I found out through like quickly glancing at that thread that apparently there was a couple times where the music for the Olympics, like the actual like theme songs for the Olympics, got rushed because the people working on the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, like teams, were hiring the same people to do the soundtracks for their games as the people that were doing the soundtracks for the actual Olympics. And they were getting higher priority on the fucking compositions. Which is really funny, not gonna lie. But like, there was a lot of good music actually. I was surprised. There was some pretty good themes in there. I mean, that being said, Nintendo always brings the banger soundtracks. They are the kings of making good background music, I swear. You can pull like any Nintendo game in the past like 30 years, maybe maybe just any Nintendo game ever, throw that shit on the background of a YouTube video or something, and I guarantee you it fits fine. What about Minecraft? Is it in the... What about Minecraft? I don't think they ever had anything like partnered with the Olympics. People would obviously like do stuff for fun, but I don't know if they ever had any like official stuff. Downloading now? Are you talking about the Polar Bowler thing, or are you talking about the Paris Olympics Go or whatever? No, you don't support them. Don't download it. You're boosting their numbers. They're gonna not re-sign with Sonic and Mario, bro. That is crazy to me, though. I have to assume, right? I have to assume that they made that decision in like 2020 when there was the whole like NFT crypto boom and everybody was looking at the bored monkeys or whatever. I always thought it was stupid. I never was somebody who was a fan of NFTs and like crypto and things like that. But there was at least momentum to it at the time, right? But wow, their decision aged horribly. Like, hoping for the beef. Nah, not with Minecraft. Just Nintendo and their fans. But honestly, like, I haven't played one of those games in a long time, but some of my favorite games on the like Wii back in the day was the Mario vs. Sonic at the Olympic Games and the Winter Olympic one as well. They were good games, man. Those were some of my faves growing up. Like, if I still had a way to play them, I genuinely would consider streaming it. I think it would be fun. Oh, my inventory is like full. Yo. I'm gonna drop this sand dollar. I think I can live without it. Because I want to catch this this parcel. Wait, don't drift away into the ocean. Come back. No, I can't run over there. No, I've only stolen like 4 people's parcels today. How dare you fly away? Rude. I wanted to get more free stuff. Was that Biff running after me? Hey Biff. I'm running laps on you. What's up, buddy? That grumbling noise is him? Is that your stomach, man? Why do I suddenly feel itchy all over? Yowzich. You good, bro? I don't know what's up with Biff, man. What do you think about Minecraft Bedrock Edition? I haven't really played Bedrock Edition. I'm obviously always gonna prefer the Java edition just because that's what I grew up with, and you know, that's how you play mods and stuff like that. So I think that in general I would prefer it, but I haven't really played Bedrock Edition, so I don't know. Biff may have fleas, that's true. Facts about moray eel? Sure. Tell me about the moray eel. Despite its rather frightening features, the moray eel is really a very cowardly fish. It lives its life hiding in caves and will only attack if you're looking for a fight. You've heard of a bark that is worse than the bite? Well, the moray eel has a face that's worse than its fight. Wow. I see. Thank you for this informative presentation, Blathers. He got fleas? He might have fleas, yeah. I mean, he's a hippo, though. Do hippos get fleas? Because I know fleas get in, like, dogs' fur and stuff, right? But hippos, they don't got fur. I'm gonna Google this now. Can hippos get fleas? Yes, wow, they actually can. Today I learned. I don't think I would want to try Bedrock just because I don't think I would want to buy Bedrock. Like, don't you have to buy it separately from the Java edition? Because I already own the Java edition, right? So I don't have any reason to purchase Bedrock just for the sake of it. Like, to be honest, I don't play Minecraft much anyway. I haven't played in a long time, to be honest. I do like Minecraft, and I loved it growing up. I played so much, like, Mineplex and Hypixel and, you know, running, like, a little server with my friend and whatnot. You know, we used to love playing Pixelmon and, like, just doing regular stuff, but at the same time, like, nowadays, I've kind of outgrown it in a lot of ways, and unless I get in with, like, a friend group that has a server that they want me to play on for a while, I can't imagine myself exactly, like, playing much. That, I'm just gonna pretend that you never wrote that and that I never read that. You know what? I think that that's a great idea. That is a cursed piece of knowledge, my friend. I'm gonna spare the eyes of anybody who was lucky enough to not be looking at chat in that moment. Alright, let me see. Fishing rod. What kind of fish are chilling on the coast at night? You know what's weird? Normally, I'm used to the sun going down like pretty early, but it actually feels weird to see the sun like starting to go down by like 8 p.m. I'm so like summer brained now. Because in like July and June, I swear to God, the sun doesn't go down until like 9 something p.m. Like, it stays out for so long. I'm glad you found it that entertaining, Rain. I don't know that we need to play show and tell with the class here with that one, but you know what? I'm happy for you. You know what? Whatever floats your boat. This little like fishing outfit is so cute. I like this jacket. A tire. Sure, I'm tired of that. Wow. This old tire could be repurposed. I've got an idea for a DIY. Ooh, interesting. What's your idea, my friend? What's new? Oh boy, wow. A stack of tires. Truly a DIY innovator out here. We can take one tire and then take 2 more and craft them into 3 tires on top of each other. No way. That's so goofy, man. Yeah, no. Real DIY type shit out here. I'm concerned that you would even call that DIY. When would you ever get somebody else to do a 3 tire stack for you? Minecraft got so boring after my friends stopped playing. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. I feel like Minecraft is one of those games where you get a server up with your friends and it is absolutely bomb for anywhere in between 3 days and 2 weeks. Maybe longer if you're lucky. And then the server just dies and nobody touches the game for at least another year. That has been my experience with Minecraft in the past, like, probably 7-8 years. Maybe not quite that long, but still. Have to head out? No problem. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good rest of your day, Hana. Bye-bye. I'm just chilling. I'm probably going to be here a little while longer. I'm planning to hang out with one of my friends after stream again. We're going to play some Pokemon together. But he's still working actually right now. And he gets off in like 20 minutes, but you know, he needs to have dinner. I guess I should probably eat dinner too though. That's another factor. I should like eat food, you know. Isn't that like a good idea? That's probably a good idea. Maybe. I've like slumped back into some of my old habits after I stopped doing therapy for my eating disorder. And that's not to say that the wonderful thing about it is that I fixed the problem that I actually cared about, which is that I was like, I had no like palate, like there were so many foods I couldn't eat, and now I fixed that, right? Which is wonderful. But I also, when I went there, they were like, yo, you're like underweight. And I was like, really? I never thought I was underweight, but actually I was, apparently anyway, by like 20 pounds. And so I put it on. And I'm still like about that weight, to be fair. Like I've been maintaining my weight, which I think is fine. But there are a lot more days where, you know, I'm not eating like 3 meals and 2 snacks. You know, I'm actually probably eating like 1, maybe 2 meals and like a few snacks. And I feel like that's fine. You know what? I don't care if it's not their recommendation, because it's also not my problem. Maybe it will be. I don't know. I feel like if you're energized, then like, I don't see the problem. You know what I mean? You get some nutrients in, you're good. A lot better than I used to be anyway. Not that that's exactly always the most productive argument to have, but... Yeah, it was really jarring when I started, actually, because I had to learn to eat when I wasn't hungry, because something that happened for me over a long period of time, and the reasoning, I don't really know. My best guess is that I just get really fixated on things that I'm doing and I don't like to put them down. And so a lot of the time, I got really good at suppressing hunger signals, right? So I would have plenty of room to eat. It's not like I had to get used to being able to eat a lot. It was more like mentally getting over the hurdle that like I even had the space, because in my mind I wasn't even thinking about food, you know what I mean? But they're like, you have, like, one of the rules of when I was in training for, or like recovery for my eating disorder, is you have to eat every 4 hours. Like, no matter what, you have to eat something every 4 hours. And you can't just, like, I don't know, eat like a blueberry and do that. You could have like a bowl of blueberries and they would probably still be like, oh, preferably you should have some yogurt with that or something else, you know what I mean? But, you know, they want you to eat something every 4 hours. And I'm like, every 4 hours is crazy, because sometimes I might even go like 8-9 hours back then without eating food, right? You know, there would be days where I wouldn't like bother eating breakfast, and I would wait like a really long time before I would actually eat anything, you know? So it was definitely a transition to get used to. Now, I'm like more in between. I don't think I eat as completely as they would probably always like want you to, but I do eat like breakfast and lunch and dinner, or at least like some evening snacks, you know? And I think that's good enough for me. I'm not like the most physically active person. I'm sure you guys are absolutely stunned by that. Mr. Vitamin D supplements isn't always outside. I wonder how many of you guys actually know that, because that was a pretty old stream where I mentioned that, actually. That was one of my earlier streams. But yeah, I had to get put on vitamin D supplements. Anyway, you know, I like to try and go for a walk like most days, but I don't exactly have to put in a lot of calories to keep like an even level, I feel like. Ability to sense if I'm thirsty, because when I was a kid I wouldn't drink for 1 to 2 days? Nah, that's crazy. That's insane. You need to get one of those like giant water bottles where you can like put the mark for how much you have to drink every however many hours, and then just do that, man. That's insane. Holy. I was younger, I'd be gaming or drawing for hours on edge, and the fridge was too far, so it would kill my flow. Yes, exactly. It would snap me out of my groove, and so I would just like ignore it for a couple minutes, and the hunger feeling would go away. That's the thing, right? Like, I got really good at ignoring. I got really good at ignoring it, so I would just not worry about it. You know what I mean? But after a while, you know, that's not such a good strategy, and it's actually good to eat food. Shocking, but true. Fluid intake was food? Yeah, that's not going to give you much. That's really not going to give you much. Honestly, as I've gotten older, I've just embraced water more and more. I love water. Because water is just the best beverage. Like, it's cold, it's refreshing, it's the most hydrating option. It's, you know, like, it just got that clean taste to it. You know, water doesn't have a taste, but like it kind of does. I don't know. There's not a taste, but there's like a consistent experience. There's like a feeling, and I feel like you may as well be able to call that a taste. Soaking in the moisture like a frog. Yeah, my daily water intake is taking a bath. No, the most unrealistic part of that would be having a bath daily. I feel like baths are nice, but running it daily, that would just use so much water. But also, like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't even shower daily. I shower like every couple days usually. If I'm not going out a lot, or it's not like summertime and I'm not sweating up, you know, maybe like I'll wait a few days instead. But because I feel like if you wash your skin, or especially your hair, like too much, it can kind of feel not good. I don't know. I always feel like it's just enough to do it every couple days. But I know some people will be like, they'll feel like super gross if they don't shower every day, and that's totally valid. And there will be other people who just don't shower for weeks, and that's not valid. I'm sorry. I mean, I've been there in the past, you know. I've had my share of rough streaks, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you're in one of those swings, the last thing that you feel like doing is taking a damn shower. Even though you always feel better when you do it. Every time. There's just something... Showers have this weird effect for me, where in my head it seems like a chore, even though when you're in the shower, it's actually like super chill and nice. Like, I enjoy showers a lot, but in my head, it's not in like the relaxing category until I'm actually in it. It's like, oh, I have to go take a shower. Even though it's like, why though? I've never been able to figure out why I feel that way. I just know that I do. Depends how much oil your hair produces. I dry it out. Or it dries out if it's less than 2 days. I feel like my hair probably produces an alright amount of oil, but my hair's not that oily. Like, I like to use, I started using hair serum. Like, it's, I think it's based with, like, argan oil is, like, the main component, and you just, like, run it through. And I like doing that sometimes. It helps me, like, get knots out of my hair and stuff like that. Definitely always nice since I started using that. Brushing teeth was a big problem when I was a kid. I've also, you know, never had the best relationship with dental hygiene, and I feel like it's really embarrassing. I have like built-in resentment with the dentist, because when I was a kid, my dad was like, you're gonna get braces, and I was like, I don't want braces, I don't care about how my smile looks. And he was like, too bad, you can decide to stop wearing your retainers when you turn 16. And I stopped when I was 15, and he either didn't notice or didn't care. And then honestly, the worst part is that I still have a back retainer on some of my bottom teeth, and it makes flossing absolutely dreadful. I really wish I never did it, but it also just wasn't my choice. And I know he meant well, and that it would have been better if I stuck with it, but it's such a pain in the ass, and like, for what? I just don't care. I can't be bothered. Yeah, self-care. Yeah, that's the thing with self-care, is it feels so worth your time afterwards, but you have to like work yourself up to do it. You know what I mean? You have to convince yourself. But it's always worth. Well, almost always. You shouldn't blow a ton of money on self-care and justify it just because it's self-care. But there's a lot of affordable things you can do to make yourself feel good, and you should do them. And it's okay to spend some money on it. You know what I mean? Definitely, there are a lot worse things to spend your money on than self-care. As long as you're not one of those people who's like feels like you need to use like 30 fucking different products to be able to look and feel decent. Because let's be real, I don't feel like anybody needs 30 products. You can have a whole skincare routine, and I think that's totally valid. I think skincare routines are wonderful, but you know, some people be doing a little too much, I think. You know, I don't think that you gotta invest everything like that. You know, if you have to use like 20 products on your skin, you probably just need to change your diet. That's the real answer. But you know, you want to use some things, I think all power, you know. I have like prescription stuff I have to use because I have psoriasis. But even then, like, I still like to have moisturizer and like a nice little like sunscreen for my face. And, you know, sometimes I still like to use makeup. I don't use that much makeup, but I like using concealer and eyeshadow. Just because I like to use like a natural looking eyeshadow, just because when you pair concealer with like some natural looking eyeshadow, you just look like you sleep so good. And to be fair, I don't need it nearly as bad as I did a few years ago, because my sleep was trashed when I was in school. It was so bad. But now my sleep is good. But I mean, everybody has a little eye bags, you know. And it's nice to be able to just delete those with the power of makeup. Hello Mario, what's up? Hope you're having a great Friday. Welcome, welcome. Can't even judge, I hit a rough patch and the first thing that goes in is my self-respect. I mean, I think that in general, if you can afford it, it's fine. Right? If you can afford it and you want to have a nice fancy skincare routine and do some like bath bombs or face masks or whatever floats your boat, then in my opinion, go for it. You know what I mean? As long as you got some savings in your bank account, you know, you give yourself a little cushion, spend some money to have a nice life. Because there's no point in building the number bigger and bigger forever if you never spend it on anything. Oh, you meant emotionally. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, that as well. Well, I think emotionally it's totally justifiable. I think that the only thing is making sure that you can actually afford and that it's worth spending your time, your energy, your money, and all of that, right? Because, you know, there's lots of, like, free self-help things you can do, you know? You can take a shower, you can go for a walk, you can meditate, you can, you know, do whatever. And there is some things for self-care that, you know, having, like, products for is really nice. Wait, that pays off my debt! Yippee! But also, like, there's a lot of stuff where, like, people will buy a billion things that they don't really need just because you get excited about it. And I totally feel it. I'm a victim too. I remember when I got into, like, first starting to learn about makeup and I bought a bunch of products and I used like half. I don't even know if I use half. I probably use like a quarter. Nah, I probably use like a third. I'll meet myself in the middle. I use like a third of the ones that I bought. But I don't know. I can't be bothered with makeup all the time. You know, like when I want to look nice for my own sake, I love doing a little something. But I will also roll up to the grocery store or the convenience store wearing like sweatpants and the oversized shirt that I've worn for like 4 days in a row and I don't give a singular damn about it. You know, I'll go out completely unshaven, just have a bunch of scruff all over my face and don't give a damn. That's how you know if I actually cared about how I look when I come out, is if I'm shaved or not. You do not need much, but using cream on young skin does make you double young. That is true. I do think it's really nice to have nice, like, silky smooth skin, where it just looks, like, hydrated. I think it's great. It's, like, smooth, healthy skin is a very attractive feature, and it's just, it feels nice to have it for yourself, too. But, that being said, as well, like, yeah, the hobo aesthetic goes hard as well, you know what I'm saying? About my home. Something I should tell you first. Home layout assistant, I'm also ready to help when residents want to move their homes. Something we can do even if you're still repaying your loan. If you're interested, tell me yes. Yes! Kept you waiting long enough. How can I help you? I'm good. Let me finish paying off my debt because I forgot. Alright, chat. Check this out. We're about to be debt-free. And we're even gonna have some bells left over. Isn't that crazy? Imagine. Alright, here we go. Loan payment, pay from pockets, full amount. Confirm. Yippee! No more debt, baby. My house is paid. No more home loan. Look at the little claps. Thank you, thank you. All right, now tell me about the next expansion and how into debt I'm going. Yup, here we go. We've lasted about 10 seconds before Tom Nook has asked if my payments were motivated by a desire for expansion. Because if so, I have good news. I'd be more than happy to extend you credit for further construction. All right, Tom. Talk to me about my home. What shall we discuss? I want to expand. All right, tell me what's up. Could add another room. Okay. No, new room? Oh, 548,000. Wow. Run me my credit. Run me my debt. Consider a new color for my roof. Ooh. What color is my house? Might be blind, but the game's fun and there's no NFT in sight for now. NFT induced vision loss. Must be. Okay, wait, let me rewind in stream long enough that I can see the front of my house. And look at the color of my roof. Okay, right here. My roof is blue. Oh, they're just offering me to rechange it? I already picked blue for this. I wanted blue. Yep. Construction will be finished tomorrow? Great. I'll probably not be back for at least 2 weeks. Well, new debt, who this? We got 550k that I owe to Mr. Tom Nook. Oh boy, I love taking me out some debt. That's my favorite. Well, our humble little abode here will get a little bit less humble, I suppose. Unless he makes it a basement, then it will stay looking just as humble from the outside. But inside, that'll be where we're really balling out. I'm not gonna have anything to put in there. We're gonna have to like extend my debt by opportunity cost just to do some interior decorating. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Anyway, that's probably a good place for today. We've been going for 3 hours, and I would like to shower before I have to hang out with my friend and give my voice a little rest. But thank you guys for hanging out today. It was really fun. Let me pull up the schedule. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. as usual, we're gonna do some Elden Ring DLC. Haven't played in a couple weeks, so I think it'll be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Love you guys. Take care. Bye bye.